Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Welcome back to the Vet in Philadelphia. Moments away from the opening kickoff. Right now, let's go down to the sideline to Don Tollefson. Don.
Hey, Sam, lots of excitement down here. The Donovan McNabb era begins. The Eagles have had 12 starting quarterbacks. He's number 12 in the 90s. They hope he is the long-term answer. He's the first quarterback they drafted on the first round since John Reeves back in 1972. Big expectations as the Eagles kick off the Donovan McNabb era. Sammy?
He was excited heading onto the field, Don, that's for sure. David Akers will kick off as the Redskins won the coin toss.
With all those big expectations around him, too. You know, these fans for the last 9 weeks, that's all they've talked about is get him in the game.
Brian Mitchell, number 30. James Thrash, number 87. Deep for the Redskins. Eagles have won 8 of the last 9 between these two teams here in Philadelphia. Akers' kick coming down to Mitchell at the 7. Takes it left. Flag goes down as Mitchell is brought down at the 31-yard line. We will check out the flag. Damon Moore made the tackle. It's a hold on the return against Washington. Norv Turner looking on. Jeff Triplett is our referee, his 4th year.
During the return, Eagles will block in the back. Number 51, the return team. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Redskins go on offense, led by Brad Johnson, who's having a marvelous season. His first year with the Redskins, ranked only behind Kurt Warner in the NFL. John Jansen, outstanding rookie at right tackle. Brad Badger starts at left guard for the injured Keith Sims. Stephen Davis having a terrific year running the ball. Michael Westbrook and Albert Connell great with yards after the catch. Redskins start from the 11. Off the play fake, Johnson wants to go deep, and he does. And wide open is Westbrook, and he's got it. Brought down at the 34-yard line. Brian Dawkins finally brought him down. How about that for a start for the Redskins?
Not a good way to start the Donovan McNabb era when your defense is out there. Play action, first of all. They fake a handoff. You see Bobby Taylor looking back at the quarterback. Big mistake. When he's looking back at the quarterback, the speed of Michael Westbrook with that separation, and you see the separation right here.
55-yard play from Brad Johnson to Michael Westbrook. Mike Sellers is in at fullback. Another play fake. Johnson, nobody open. Now he throws down the sideline and completes it to Sellers, and Sellers dove for the goal line, but he came up short. He's down at the 2-yard line. The fullback out of the backfield. A former tight end.
Watch what he does. This is a little wheel route. He's going to come right here on the play fake and come out, and when he gets to the sidelines, he's going to head upfield. That's called a fullback wheel route. Right here, out to the flat, then up. Perfectly thrown ball. You know, you talk about all the great catches and all the passing game and the yardage that Washington Redskins get. Look at the accuracy from Brad Johnson. That's the thing that jumps out to me.
Kip Vickers, number 79, is eligible at the end of the line as a tight end. The handoff to Stephen Davis. That's his 13th rushing touchdown of the season. In 3 plays, the Redskins go 89 yards for the touchdown. How about that?
I didn't think that was possible. 90 yards in 3 plays?
Fabulous. 2 pass completions, and then Davis finishes it off with a league-leading 13th rushing touchdown.
I don't know if I've ever seen anybody cover 90 yards in 3 plays. Ever. That's amazing.
Johnson holding. Brett Conway for the extra point. And the Redskins, in 1:32 seconds, go 3 plays and finish it off on a 2-yard run by the untouched Stephen Davis.
Been thinking about a ski trip?
Okay, kids, run and get it!
Call Southwest. We've got low fares to over 22 exciting ski resorts.
Come on, Dad.
ski free next season. Use your Visa card to purchase travel on Southwest Airlines and you'll be automatically registered to win free ski vacations for you and a companion, including $5,000 of Visa traveler's checks to be used toward lift tickets. Get the details online at www.southwest.com.
You are now free to move about the country.
In 5 days,
He's the best we have.
the wait is over. The world is yours.
James Bond is here.
On November 19th, The World Is Not Enough, rated PG-13, starts Friday.
One of the world's best skiers against Goodyear's ultimate winter tire, the Ultra Grip Ice Radial. Made with Ice-Lock and innovative silica compound, you get improved traction on snow and ice. Goodyear Ultra Grip Ice Radials.
When it comes to traditional luxury, it's anything but more of the same. Introducing the all-new 2000 Bonneville. When supercharged, it's one of the world's most powerful sports sedans. More luxury. More attitude. The all-new 2000 Bonneville by Pontiac.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of the Super Bowl.
That's the defensive coordinator of the Eagles, Jim Johnson, probably in a state of shock, Bill.
Oh, that'll make you scratch your head. You know, you open up your game, the greatest enthusiasm is on the first snap of the game. You know, sometimes we're going through lineups and we're doing things, but that's where all the energy is generated. You're trying to establish a presence. The Eagles didn't.
Fred Conway kicks off. Coming down to Allen Rossum at the 7. Rossum bounces it outside. The Redskins able to push him out up close to the 30-yard line. Well, if you just joined us, you missed these 3 plays.
Yeah, if you're still getting stuff out of the refrigerator, you missed a quick strike. First of all, the play-action pass, Michael Westbrook beating Bobby Taylor. Then they come back to the fullback wheel route outside. Again, Bobby Taylor. That was Michael Sellers. They get down around the goal line, and untouched, Stephen Davis pounds it into the end zone. 3 plays, 89 yards. That's opening up a game. That's making a statement.
And now it's Donovan McNabb taking over his first NFL start. The All-America out of Syracuse, second player picked in the draft. Luther Broughton has split out the receiving tight end off the play fake. The throw is caught by Charles Johnson. He juggled it and caught it. And the fans in Phil, now it's waved off. 2 officials came in and waved it off. It's incomplete.
The play is ruled incomplete. The ball hit the ground. Second down.
You see Andy Reid, he's looking up at the Jumbotron. He wants to get a good look at that to make sure that it's the right call. Play action again up front.
That was a nice throw.
You certainly can't see from that angle.
From that angle.
2nd and 10 for the Eagles at the Philadelphia 29.
Johnson hit hard on the play by Darrell Green.
Philadelphia has challenged the ruling on the field that the pass is incomplete.
Well, they made the challenge, but I think that angle shows the ball hitting the ground.
And, you know, you have to be real careful, too, because you have a young quarterback in the game. And when you have a young quarterback, you know you're going to have some plays where he's going to call timeout because the play clock runs down. Now, Andy Reid challenged the call, and he loses his call. He loses a timeout. Now, if you have the quarterback come up to the line of scrimmage, play clock runs down, he takes another timeout. You end up at the end of the half or the end of the game without those timeouts in your pocket.
Nice touch on this pass from McNabb. The ball pops out. Now it's hit back into Johnson, but from that angle, it looks like it hit the ground.
Well, you know, that angle itself is still inconclusive. You know, and from what we're seeing right here, that it's not enough evidence to say whether it was caught or not. It's really inconclusive. And if it's inconclusive, the play stands as called on the field, and it'll still be a charged timeout to Andy.
That is correct.
I can't see this getting overturned.
Big hit by Darrell Green. Jeff Triplett is coming back onto the field.
The ruling on the field stands as the ball hit the ground. Second down, Philadelphia. Philadelphia is charged a timeout.
Okay, 2 remaining in the half for Andy Reid and his Eagles. And it's 2nd and 10 for the Eagles at their own 29. Skies have gotten suddenly very overcast. Temperatures are very mild.
Well, it is November. November in Philadelphia, we're lucky. It's 14th here. We've got some good weather.
Yeah,
you've come here before.
60 degrees.
You'd be shivering. You got your jacket off. Look at you. Huh? You're relaxed, enjoying it. You know, you got to be careful. That's a wasted timeout, as we talked about. But I think league-wide, I think you really need to be careful with these challenges, and especially wasted timeouts.
Small and Johnson, the wide receivers. Turner and Staley in the backfield. McNabb stumbled, but Staley didn't, and he pulls his way up to the 36. And those are deuce that you hear from the crowd. The Eagles offense, Donovan McNabb takes over as the starting quarterback. It's now his team. They will rotate the right side of the line. Dellenbach and Polalay will rotate with Mayberry and Diaz-Infante. Torrance Small, Charles Johnson, the wide receivers. Jed Weaver is the starting tight end. We'll see a lot of Luther Broughton as well. And Deuce Staley up near the top. And this is Lonnie Polalay being helped to the sideline. And Mayberry comes in. Jermaine Mayberry, 4th-year man, former first-round draft pick. And Polalay not able to put any weight on his left leg.
And did you notice where the first run play for the Eagles went?
Right up the middle.
Right at the heart of Washington's defense. You know, I was talking with their coaches, defensive coaches. They said this week in practice, in Stubblefield and Big Daddy, I mean, they practice really hard. They attack this week knowing that they're under fire. You know, a lot of criticism surrounding them. They know about Deuce, and they attack this week with a good week of work.
Eagles have to get to the 39-yard line for a first down. Luther Broughton is in as the receiving tight end. Deuce Staley the lone setback, and it's Staley breaking tackles for a first down. Finally wrestled down by Leamon Evans. But Staley, who rushed for 140 yards last week. 2 good carries back-to-back.
Yeah, this is some of the dilemmas that Mike Nolan gets in. Matt Stephen comes walking up outside here, number 23. I want you to watch. See, you have to be able to protect the one. These guys are in man coverage outside. Here's Stevens. He's got to make that play right there. Now it's time to punt. It's 4th down. You've held them. Last week and the prior weeks, they get in problems on 3rd down. They can't stop the run. They can't blitz.
Blitz coming on McNabb. He gets rid of it, and it's batted down by Sean Barber. Nice play by the 2nd-year linebacker out of Richmond. Take a look at the Redskins defense. The big tackles you've talked about, Dana Stubblefield and Dan Wilkinson, they've got to get the job done. All 4 of those linemen are former first-round picks. Young linebackers. Smith and Jones are 3rd-year men. Barber's a 2nd-year man. In the secondary, Leamon Evans is back. Champ Bailey was the defensive rookie of the month in October. Sam Shade good against the run at the strong safety position, and the veteran Darrell Green the other corner. McNabb is checking off. It's 2nd and 10 for the Eagles. McNabb got time, throwing deep and way overthrown, intended for Charles Johnson, and McNabb leveled after he threw, but you saw him just flick his wrist. Man, does he have arm strength.
Yeah, when you bring pressure at him, the one thing he doesn't have to do is step into the throw. I mean, he has that arm strength where he can just fire that ball all of his arm. But you know, a lot of people talking about them not playing zone. Well, here's man defense, and that's Darrell Green with him. And see how he gets him disrupted? He gets him disrupted from his route a little bit and pushes Charles Johnson off. One of the knocks on Charles Johnson has always been he can't get off of man coverage.
3 wide receivers in. Alex Van Dyke, lower portion of your screen. In his first game as a Philadelphia Eagle. Blitz is on. Nice job by McNabb. He runs for a first down and a lot more. Brought down at the 26-yard line by Sam Shade. Outstanding run by Donovan McNabb. And the fans love it here at the Vet.
Well, they come on the blitz right here. Washington blitzes. Watch this. Late blitz. Leamon Evans going to come in here. Here's the pressure. See it come up the middle? So does McNabb. And McNabb pulls the ball down, and he finds a crease. When you have a blitz on, when you play a scrambling quarterback, and you're up front as a defensive lineman, you've got to stay in your rush lane.
27-yard run down to the 24-yard line. McNabb on first down to Deuce Staley right up the middle, and another big gain. inside the 15. Big chunks for the Eagles on the run. Redskins were burned by Doug Flutie last week, and now McNabb, and here comes Staley.
When you said big chunks, Sam, you said it. Big chunks. Right here. These two guys are chunks. Because look at where they're going. Here's the seam. He's got B-gap. He's got... The linebackers got to fill. Derek Smith cannot get caught up in the trash. They've had a problem with the two inside tackles and the middle linebacker, not all three of them being in their gaps.
Staley got a first down at the 14. Good drive for the Eagles. 3 wide receivers and Luther Broughton in. On first down, McNabb tried to set up the screen. Now he throws it away. And it's incomplete. It was hit after he released by Kennard Lang.
You know what? He's very lucky he didn't get intentional grounding on that. He was in the pocket. The rush was on top of him, and he threw the ball down inside, and I didn't see an Eagle player around.
Deuce Staley may have been close to this. Let's see.
Well, it's an imaginary tight end to imaginary tight end. So there's the box in here, okay? And he drops straight back, and here's the rush comes. Deuce is way out here, and that ball goes right down in there.
And now we have had a late flag. Jeff Triplett, the referee, just threw a flag, and you see the Eagles upset with the call. The flag just came in moments ago. And the referee tossed it.
Intentional grounding on the offense, number 7. There was no receiver in the area. The quarterback was in the pocket and threw the ball into the ground. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot and loss of down. Second down.
There's the call.
Oh, the only problem is there is no number 7.
Well, that's number 5. He made a mistake. 7, of course.
He's thinking about Jaworski.
Oh, could be.
Marco Coleman's a guy that I really think they can ill afford to lose. Here's number 99. I like the way he works. I mean, he's a guy that'll give you everything he has all the time. You know what you're going to get from him. It's consistent effort. And you can't say that about everybody on the defense, and you need guys like that. You need guys that are going to play all the time, and here's the effort coming, and he gets hurt on his effort.
Tough to pick up.
I saw he got
exactly
he got tripped on a rush by Trey Thomas. I saw him get tripped there, but
still remains second down.
They've taken a timeout. Discussion goes on between Andy Reid and one of the officials. Marco Coleman now sitting up. We'll step out for a moment.
When it comes to traditional luxury, it's anything but more of the same. Introducing the all-new 2000 Bonneville. When supercharged, it's one of the world's most powerful sports sedans. More luxury, more attitude. The all-new 2000 Bonneville by Pontiac.
I'm gonna do it! I'm gonna jump!
Come on now, Phil, let's talk about this.
No, I'm really serious. I'm gonna do it this time.
Look at me, Phil. Right here, you and me. Let's just talk this out. You have friends in here that love you.
Hey! This guy's got a fridge full of Bud Light.
Phil, we've made a lot of progress. Gotta go.
What?
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
You got a plunger? Oh, man!
I am an American soldier. I am a member of the United States Army.
You are my brother. You are my sister.
You are brave.
And full of courage.
You're my son.
You are my daughter.
You're a peacekeeper.
I am proud of my country and its flag.
You stand tall.
You make me
proud.
You keep your promises.
You keep me safe.
You're my hero.
You keep freedom alive.
For I am an American soldier.
The truth will either change Agent Mulder.
I thought that you died for my quest.
Clearly, I'm alive.
Or destroy him.
What are you doing to me?
I'm giving you a choice, life or death.
The powerful conclusion to the season premiere.
Take my hand, Fox. I am your father.
The X-Files, an all-new episode tonight at 9/8 Central on Fox.
The injury to Coleman actually happened after he was on the ground. Here he is here. Sean Barber's going to get blocked into him. And I want you to watch his head. See that head? When it's down on the ground, it gets snapped. We've been seeing a lot. Lord knows we've seen a lot of head and neck injuries this year in the NFL.
Draw play to Staley on 2nd and 20, and he doesn't get much. Back to the 25-yard line. Greg Jones, number 54, made the tackle. There's Marco Coleman, who walked off under his own power, but he's still shaking on the play. Number 75 is Anthony Cook, who's replaced him, 5th-year man out of South Carolina State, who played with Tennessee last year before coming over to the Redskins as an unrestricted free agent. 6 defensive backs in for the Redskins. Eagles have to get to the 4-yard line for a first down. McNabb being rushed, spun around, ripped down.
Nice rush.
Kennard Lang on the sack.
Nice rush by Kennard Lang. Wait, he used his hands well. Now you remember Lonnie Pelele's out with the injury he had, and in comes Mayberry. Now, here's Mayberry right here, 71, and Kennard Lang's working right over the top of him. Watch him work on the outside shoulder. Bat the arm down outside. When you bat that outside arm down, that actually pins the inside leg of an offensive tackle and gives Kennard Lang the angle.
Now Norm Johnson will attempt a 49-yard field goal out of the hold of Doug Peterson. The kick is right down the middle. Norm Johnson. And he steps up to number 5 all-time in points scored with a field goal to put the Eagles on the board. It's 7-3.
Buy a new 2000 Oldsmobile Bravada and get a 6-disc CD changer at no extra charge. Plus $2,000 cash back. So you can rock, roll, and ride to hours of uninterrupted music. Get down to your Oldsmobile dealer today and start something loud.
3 motorcycles passed here. 3 men, 2 women, all carrying Visa cards. How do you know that, grandfather? Because Central Oz Motorcycle Adventures doesn't take
American Express.
Central Oz will take you to a place beyond your imagination, but they won't take American Express. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
Finally, a polished brass finish that holds up under siege. Brilliance for the kitchen. From Delta, it's guaranteed to shine for life. Delta, the faucet.
Dream big. Win big. Enter to win the ultimate kitchen or bath makeover at www.deltafaucet.com/dreams.
It's Hank versus Dandy Don in a $1 million quarterback challenge.
Hey, where are you going?
Oh! An all-new King of the Hill tonight at 7:30, Fox Big Win Sunday.
Back at the vet, the Redskins leading the Eagles 7-3 for Norm Johnson. The 3 points moves him ahead of Jan Stenerud into 5th all-time in points scored. An outstanding career for Norm Johnson, who kicks a 49-yarder to put the Eagles on the board. David Akers is the kickoff man. He played 1 game with the Redskins last season in Seattle. Brian Mitchell, 2 yards deep, was backpedaling and decides to keep it in the end zone for the touchback. Many of you will see the second game of our Fox Sunday doubleheader with Green Bay at Dallas. Dallas banged up. Deion Sanders will be trying to pick off Brett Favre. That will not be seen in the Philadelphia area. You will get local programming. Eric Bieniemy, one of the good cover men for the Eagles. Great special teamer.
A real leader on this team, too. You know, a lot of youth on Andy Reid's Philadelphia Eagle team. He brings some leadership.
Stephen Davis on first down. He's having an outstanding year.
Now, you look at the Washington Redskins offense, and you think about the things that transpired in the offseason. They've got 5 new guys starting for them. The 2 tackles, Andy Heck and John Jansen. Larry Centers at fullback, Stephen Davis at halfback, and Brad Johnson. And that's really the heart of your entire offense. And to come in and mesh as quickly as they have and play as good as they have, that's really a tribute to North.
Big hole for Stephen Davis, and he's got a first down across the 30-yard line. Time for an NFL update. Back to our Fox studios to JB.
Sam and Bill, take a look at Chicago, getting on the board first, capitalizing on the Jeff George fumble. Jim Miller finds Marcus Robinson. Hey, fellas, 77 yards to pay dirt. Chicago up 7-0, but Jeff George and Chris Carter hooked up to tie it at 7. Back to Sam Rosen and Bill Moss.
Thanks, JB. With Curtis Conway out, boy, has Marcus Robinson stepped up and having himself a fine year.
Jimmy Hitchcock and Orlando Thomas again from Minnesota looking out of place.
Eagles were blitzing. It's picked up. And Larry Centers out of the backfield is stopped for no gain. Good job by the Eagles. Larry Centers came over from Arizona. Talking to him this week, Bill, he said, I asked him, you getting the ball enough? He said, never enough.
Never. And actually, if you look at this offense, there's not enough balls to go around. You look at the guys outside, Connell and Westbrook, and Stephen Davis is getting a bunch of carries. Larry Centers has always been, 2 years in a row, he had over 100 receptions as a fullback.
So the numbers on him. Johnson 3 for 3, 88 yards to start the game. 2nd and 9 for the Redskins. Here comes Stephen Davis. Huge hole. And Davis is brought down up the 47-yard line. Tim Houck tripped him up. Stephen Davis, 3rd in the NFC in rushing.
You know what Stephen Davis does a nice job of cutting back off things. Well, I want you to watch Sellers. Here comes Sellers. He's going to come in motion and be a lead guy. And Stephen Davis, watch, he's going to take it here. Now watch the linebackers come over here and Stephen Davis go that way. Is that great? The linebackers follow the fullback, and Stephen Davis says, go ahead, go with the fullback. I'm not going with him. When he sees the linebackers go with the fullback, he takes it where the linebackers were.
Sellers in motion. Eagles came with a blitz, and a good job this time of grabbing hold of Stephen Davis. Steve Martin made the tackle. Good play by the Eagles defense. Eagles this week had some controversy in their camp when Bill Johnson, the veteran tackle, was released. And Johnson was liked in the locker room.
Liked by the players, yeah. He was a guy that the players looked up to. The players considered him a leader. The problem was Andy Reid didn't see him leading the way Andy Reid wanted a leader to be.
Another blitz coming. Johnson gets rid of it. Almost intercepted by James Darling. It was intended for Steven Alexander, but badly thrown as Johnson was under pressure with the blitz coming.
Well, Timmy Hawk, 45, the strong safety, comes on the blitz outside. Here's Hawk, and he's going to come up in the last second, come inside here, and get a piece of Johnson. Right through the center guard gap, they fan to the left side. He finds a seam, and that's rare that you see Johnson getting hit. They have good protection, match protection, and they always get the ball out fast.
There are cheers for Irving Fryer. The former Eagle is in and split out wide to the left side as the Redskins go with 3 wide receivers. Johnson goes short and completes it. Albert Connell racing down the sideline will go in. Connell is in for the touchdown. A short little toss, and Albert Connell 54 yards for the touchdown. And this is one thing the Redskins wide receivers do so well. Westbrook and Connell, after the catch, they are dangerous.
Well, first you have the guys stretching field. Alexander's going here, Fryer's going here. He comes out of the slot right there. Darling has to make a tackle, and Damon Moore, he has the speed to get outside. Albert Connell and Westbrook are 2 very fast receivers. If you don't have the right angles on them, they will burn you on a corner, just like you saw there.
So the Redskins going with a big play today. Brent Conway puts it through. They had a 55-yard pass completion to Michael Westbrook that helped lead to a touchdown. This one is a 54-yard catch and run by Albert Connell.
They don't know me. I get these catalogs for kids' clothes, and I don't have kids.
I get discounts for car repair. I take the subway.
I get offers for aluminum siding. I live in an apartment.
Hey, you behind the glass. You the one with the computers and databases. You don't know me. You don't know them.
Right. You ought to know who we are.
Getting to know you. Getting to know all about you.
Yeah, I think they got sandwiches in there.
If you're calling your village, collect calls with 1-800-CALL-ATT can save you big bucks. It's the same low rate every minute, everywhere. So we meet again, my twin brother.
1-800-CALL-ATT presents The Dialing Dragon.
1-800-CALLATT.
You have saved big bucks, my son.
The student has become the teacher.
Buy a new 2000 Oldsmobile Bravada and get a 6-disc CD changer at no extra charge. Plus $2,000 cash back. So you can rock, roll, and ride to hours of uninterrupted music. Get down to your Oldsmobile dealer today and start something loud.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Oldsmobile and your local Oldsmobile dealers. By IBM. Are you ready for e-business? By Visa, the preferred card of the NFL. Visa, it's everywhere NFL fans want to be. And by Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Dr. Pepper, this is the taste.
Albert Connell came into today's game third in the NFC in receiving yards. Here's Conway kicking off, and he adds 54 yards to that total. Rossum from the 11. He's got room down the left side. Rossum could go. And Allen Rossum scores. Touchdown. No flags this week. 89-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. His first return for a touchdown in the NFL. Special teams coach John Harbaugh loves it. And the Eagles answer right back on the 89-yard return by Allen Rossum.
What a way to redeem yourself from last week. After fumbling twice last week, Allen Rossum, they were going to sit him down a little bit, put Charles Johnson back there on some punt returns and do some things.
But on kickoffs, he's still the man.
Yeah, you can silence your critics real quick with 7 points.
Rossum had a 96-yard return wiped out last week on a holding call, a questionable holding call. But here,
they get the kick out outside here, and then they're just following Bieniemy all the way up.
And he outruns Champ Bailey. In for the touchdown. It's 14-10.
When you travel at over 300 miles per hour, you need all the protection you can get. 8-time champion John Force uses Castrol, the only leading 10W30 that provides maximum protection against both viscosity and thermal breakdown. Because some people have more important things to worry about. Castrol GTX. Drive hard. And try Castrol Syntec Blend for added synthetic protection.
FogDog.com, your anytime, anywhere sports store. Fog Dog.
I can't believe you tore a stunt like that. What were you thinking? You weren't thinking, were you? I don't think so. You think you're different? You think you're special? No, I don't. Get that camera out of here. Did we go over this? We did. You want to coach this team? I didn't know it was the last one. So sensitive. These are mine too.
We can each give in our own way, but only together can we build a better community for all of us. The NFL, the United Way, and you, the power of teamwork.
John Harbaugh, the special teams coach right here. Little unique. He has 6 guys up on the front wall. Most kickoff returns only have 5. Now what this does, these guys are going to get blocked up here. Now look at the separation between number 5 and number 4, and then Bieniemy comes up and leads the way.
Akers kicks off. Brian Mitchell steps up to the 6 to take it. And he wants to go outside and cuts it inside. The Eagles wrap him up, bring him down at the 24-yard line. Ed Smith, number 3 tight end, steps up and makes the tackle on Brian Mitchell. Allen Rossum with the big return, his first for a touchdown. Last week, as Bill mentioned, Rossum had some problems on a punt return. He dropped that one on a late wave for the fair catch. This one, he returns 96 yards for an apparent touchdown.
Then they had
was called back.
A phantom holding call, too, on the other side of the field.
And then later on a bounce, he tries to pick it up, but he fumbled. But a good start today for Allen Rossum. It's 14-10. Oh, big hole again. Man, they are opening up big holes. Stephen Davis with a carry. Darling makes the tackle. Let's go down to the sideline to Don Tollefson.
Yeah, Sam, just want to update those injuries for you. Lonnie Palele, the Eagles offensive lineman, sprained left knee, taken to the locker room. His return questionable. Marco Coleman, who is so key, as you guys mentioned, on that defensive line for the Redskins, in the locker room with a neck problem. They're going to re-examine him, but he, too, is questionable, Sam.
Thank you, Don. Stephen Davis, 6 carries, 37 yards. This time he doesn't get anything. Good job by the Eagles on the outside. The middle linebacker and leading tackler, Jeremiah Trotter, got over and made the stop.
You know, the Washington Redskins come out, Sam, with so much motion all the time. And then they'll get you. They'll get you caught, and they'll get you set, and they'll quick count you. Watch, this is a nice job. They get everybody set, and they quick count you. And here's 54 Trotter. He's ready to play. Some of these guys aren't really set to play. Trotter is set. They quick snap the ball, and that's why Trotter is able to make the turn. He's able to get outside to the corner and meet Davis when he gets there.
2nd and 8 for Washington. Sellers resets. Play fake. Johnson being pressured. Got rid of it to Davis out of the backfield. He's got a first down up at the 45-yard line. Davis, who was good out of the backfield as a fullback last year, now switched to halfback, and he has run the ball and is still dangerous out of the backfield.
You look at the yards per play there and what Washington does offensively. That first drive is a key to a lot of those yards right there for the average. But Brad Johnson, Sam, is a smart quarterback. You know, and everyone overlooks the fact that they think because he's a smart guy, he's not athletic. He's very athletic. But his smarts...
Good basketball player.
Yeah, very good basketball, Florida State. His smarts are what keeps his high percentage passes up. He's a great completion percentage because he always makes the right choice for the ball.
Everybody out of the backfield. Johnson short drop was hit as he threw. Loose ball. Let's see. Is that going to be ruled an incomplete pass? Was his arm coming forward?
It was a fumble.
I call that a fumble.
The officials say fumble, and it's Eagles ball. Now, Greg Jefferson recovered it.
That looked more like a tuck to me. I thought I saw his arm coming forward and then pulled down at the last minute. Let me see his arm. It is a fumble. That's a great call by the officials on the field. That ball came out of his hand as he had it cocked back.
Yeah, it came out first before he was going forward.
Sure did.
So a big turnover.
They better check to see if that's not one of those K balls. That may be the kicking ball. It's all slicked down.
The Redskins, who have the fewest turnovers in the NFC, came in with only 9. That is their 6th fumble of the season.
Washington has challenged the ruling on the field.
All right, the Redskins have challenged.
And I'll go back again and say, no matter what team, I think you've got to be very careful on challenging and what you're challenging. Because I'm seeing this occur as you get down into the half of the games. Teams are challenging. Teams are taking wasted timeouts because the clock runs down. And they end up with maybe one timeout or no timeouts when they need them.
But this is a big play, Bill. This is a turnover, and the Eagles would get the ball in the short field.
See that play right there? Brad Johnson knows that that's a fumble. And there are some receptions, too, where the receivers know whether they caught it or not. I think it's their job to go over and tell the coach, hey, don't challenge that, coach. You'll lose a timeout. You know, that ball slipped out of my hands.
Do you think he knows that it was a fumble?
Yeah. Oh, sure.
Okay. See, in my mind, if he's not sure, I think it's a good challenge because the coach might not be sure, and this is a short field for the Eagles. Westbrook is looking up at the replay.
Well, he needs challenge. Westbrook's telling him to challenge. Brad Johnson's right here. Brad's the one that's got to tell him. Brad's the one that's got to say, coach, that fell out of my hand as I was coming up, bringing the ball up.
He's got his hat on, so he must know that the challenge won't be upheld.
That's a telltale sign.
Here comes Jeff Triplett, the referee, back from the viewing.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands. It is a fumble as the quarterback came up with an empty hand while trying to throw the football. 1st and 10, Philadelphia. Washington is charged a timeout.
20th takeaway for the Eagles this season, their 6th fumble recovery. And Washington is charged with a timeout on the challenge that was not upheld. Don't forget, each team gets 2 challenges per game. And in the final 2 minutes of the half, final 2 minutes of regulation time and overtime, the replay, any challenges are up from the officials' booth upstairs. On 1st down, the handoff inside to Staley. No gain on the play. Time for another update. And for that, let's go back to the Fox Television Center to JB.
Sam and Bill, Chicago hanging tough here. Take a look at the Bears. Jim Miller out of the shotgun, finding Marty Brooker, his first NFL catch. What does he do? He runs 57 yards to daylight, and it is now 14-7 Chicago over the Vikings. Back to Sam Rosen, Bill Moss.
Hey, you go figure out this season in the NFL. JB, help us out. We can't figure this out.
Well, we had the Bears beating Minnesota in Minnesota. McNabb steps up and fires incomplete. He hit him in the numbers. He hit Charles Johnson in the numbers with that pass.
Well, yeah, and the thing about it is you have to remember that Charles Johnson has been used to catching Doug Peterson's ball. Watch this ball come out. That thing comes out hot. And there's a difference. It hits him in the chest before he gets his hands up. That ball is into his chest and face mask before he has his hands up.
McNabb has not completed a pass as yet. It's 3rd and 10 for the Eagles. The Redskins 45. Redskins have 6 defensive backs in there. Eagles 2 for 3 on 3rd down conversions. McNabb under pressure. Running. Trying to get to the 1st down marker. Doesn't do it. They stop him just across the 40-yard line. Sam Shade, number 29, the strong safety, came up to make the tackle on Donovan McNabb.
I'm seeing visions of Randall Cunningham. When he takes off and runs out of the pocket like that, those 2 runs, he reminds me of Randall.
He's run for 33 yards thus far. First punt of the game. Sean Landeta, who is 3rd in the NFC in punting. Brian Mitchell is deep. Landeta trying to drop it inside the 10. Fair catch called for by Brian Mitchell at the 11-yard line. Well, the Redskins have marched down the field, 2 drives, one of 89, one of 80. Caldwell and Mitchell having a lengthy discussion on the field. Tonight on Fox, the truth will either change Agent Mulder or destroy him. Don't miss the powerful conclusion to the season premiere, The X-Files, an all-new episode tonight at 9, 8 Central on Fox. It's been a flag thrown
On the kicking team, illegally downfield prior to the kick. The penalty is declined. 1st down, Washington.
John Harbaugh wondering about that penalty. We're still in the 1st quarter, 1:50 to go. We have had the Redskins come up with some big plays. The Eagles with the kickoff return for a touchdown.
You know, you feel pretty confident in your offense when you can back them up 5 yards, re-punt the thing, and you're on the 10-yard line. You have that much confidence in your offense. You're going to say, you know what, my guys are on the field. I'll decline that penalty.
Last time he hit a 55-yarder, got him out of the hole. And here it goes, Johnson on 1st down. And he takes it deep again. And this one is incomplete, intended for Connell. And he was well covered on the play by Troy Vincent.
You know, sometimes you just try to throw that down there. When you see the man coverage on the outside on the sidelines, which Troy was in, you just try to take those chances down there. Because 51% of the time, you're going to come up with a pass interference or the catch. So the odds are really in your favor. So when you have that matchup, take a shot. There's a completion percent I was talking about when I was talking about Johnson. And he's smart with the ball and what he does with it.
Hands to Stephen Davis this time. Gets about a yard on the play. Steve Martin in on the tackle.
Steve Martin's a guy that's been able to play a lot this year due to the fact that Bill Johnson was injured. And now the fact that Bill Johnson is gone. He's going to continue. He's healthy. He's playing. He's got a contract year. He says, I have tunnel vision. He said, my goal is to come in here and try to play and start at defensive tackle to prove whether I can play in this league on a consistent basis.
Former Indianapolis Colt, and he can play. Johnson will operate out of the shotgun. On 3rd and long, he gets time, now flushed out, drops it off to Steven Alexander. Flags go down. Alexander pushed out of bounds at the 14-yard line, way short of a first down. 2 flags down.
Yeah, they're going to
get a holding call.
They're going to get Andy Heck, number 64. He got a good piece of Mamula there as Mike was trying to turn the corner.
Heck has done a good job. Not a big man as a tackle, but a great positional player. You've played against him, Bill.
Number 64, the offense. And penalty is declined. 4th down.
I played against him, and he's still doing the same thing he was doing when I played against him. He's old. No, he is a heck of a technician and a great pickup for Washington Redskins. You see right here, the arm outside there, and just pulled him, got that little tug. Mamula should get a Oscar for that nice acting job. It resulted in that, too. That's part of the deal. Yeah, you fall to the ground, you got to sell it.
Matt Turk had a bad week last week. He's been bothered with a broken finger in his dropping hand, the left hand. Steps forward, kicks it way up in the air. Charles Johnson on the punt return. He fumbles. Picked up by Brian Mitchell. That's a muff ball. It cannot be. And let's see where they spot it. Brian Mitchell. It cannot advance it.
They're going to take it where
bring
Mitchell
it back
got it.
where Mitchell picked it up at the 33. The muff punt.
You know what caused that? I'll tell you what caused that. Matt Turk's hang time caused that.
The punt is muffed by Philadelphia, recovered by Washington. 1st down.
The hang time that Matt Turk got on this punt.
And Tito Paul, number 27.
Did he time that perfectly?
Hit.
He timed it perfectly. That's heads up by Tito Paul. You know, when you're the flyer guys outside there and you're one of the gunners, you got to get downfield. You've got to know where that ball's going to be. He timed that perfect.
Now, Charles Johnson has not returned a punt in 5 years. When he was with the Pittsburgh Steelers, he was put in because Rossum was in the doghouse for bad decisions. Johnson fumbles. Redskins at the Eagles 33.
The bad decision might have been putting Charles Johnson back there.
Stephen Davis, big hole. Davis takes it outside. Tripped up. Close to a first down. Troy Vincent took him down. Davis running beautifully. John Harbaugh, his special teams got the Eagles back into the game. But now with the fumble, the muff of the punt, the Redskins have a big opportunity. A first down run for Stephen Davis.
You know, Andy Reid told us, well, he says, you know, we had Antonio Freeman return punts. We had Robert Brooks back there returning punts. You know, sometimes he correlates too many things to maybe what Mike Holmgren did or what went on in Green Bay. He has his own team here. He has his own players. He needs to evaluate them and know what they can and can't do.
End of the first quarter. The Redskins with a good start lead the Eagles 14-10.
Honey, we're going to miss our plane.
No, I know. Great shortcut.
At Dollar, our low rates and fast lane service make it easy to get into our cars.
You know, Billy, llama lips are very much like humans. I wouldn't kiss one.
And our express return and on-airport locations make it easy to get out. Assuming, of course, you know where you're going.
This is the flight to Cincinnati, isn't it?
Dollar. Makes sense.
You're watching Fox NFL Sunday.
More coffee?
Half a cup. Now you look like a guy who doesn't do anything halfway. So look at this. You can lease America's best-selling car for just $219 a month. $219 for a nicely equipped Restyle 2000 Camry. Or buy any Camry at a low 5.9% APR for 36 months. But not for long, so finish that sandwich and go.
Just one more bite.
You gonna eat that pickle?
Hammer Goes Game Show with Secret Square Ron Howard.
Why do you think I stopped acting? Because you weren't cute anymore?
And all new Simpsons tonight at 8, 7 Central on Fox.
Back at the vet in Philadelphia, where the Redskins are leading the Eagles 14-10. Sam Rosen, Bill Moss, Don Tollefson here. 205 yards of offense already for the Redskins.
Yeah, it's fast. It's happening for them fast. And for Philadelphia, they had a missed opportunity on the punt. When they had the fumble, they could have scored. And then they had a punt, and then they fumbled again. You don't want to put your defense on the field as much as they've been on the field, especially last week in Carolina.
There goes Davis outside. Cuts it back in, spins inside the 10, gets to the 8-yard line. Stephen Davis came into the game behind Deuce Staley, and in this matchup, it's Davis right now.
Well, North Turner said, for us to be real successful all the time, we need to get him 25 carries. Get Stephen Davis 25 carries and chew up the clock. He says the games that we've struggled, the games that we've lost, we haven't got Stephen Davis the carries that he needs to get. Right now, he's got 10 carries for 66 yards and a touchdown. They're sticking with that formula.
Two tight ends in for the Redskins on 1st and goal from the 8. And here's Davis inside the 5, where he's brought down. He leads the NFL with 13 rushing touchdowns, had one in the first quarter. First quarter statistics, look at the big number here, Bill. Passing yards.
-6.
McNabb hasn't completed one, and the Redskins have 153 yards passing.
And also, you look at the rush yards for the Eagle, they got 63. 30 of them are from McNabb.
2nd and goal. Davis and Sellers in the backfield. Sellers the fullback. Davis follows the blocking. Good tackle on the play. Barry Gardner was in on the stop. The rookie out of Northwestern, used mostly on special teams, but here made a fine play.
You know, this Eagles defense is a good defense, but they're not that good that you can put them in situations like this with the fumble on the muff punt and to put them on the field as they did last week in Carolina, to continually put them out there on the field. They're good. They can win you games. They can do their job. But you don't want them out there all day long against an offense like the Redskins.
Centers, the lone setback, motions on 3rd and goal from the 5. Johnson throws incomplete. Flag goes down. Centers may have been interfered with by James Darling. Well, let's see. Was it the other way? There's the discussion.
Pass interference. Defense, number 57. Ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. Right outside the 1-yard line. First down.
You're going to see Centers come into the picture. Here's Centers right here, and here's Darling.
59 reports eligible. 59.
Well, you see where he had his right hand, Sam? His right hand was on the backside hip. And when you're pulling on that, they call that a hooking. Had his right hand been off of that hip, that would have been wouldn't have been pass interference.
On 1st and goal, Davis to the goal line. He's in. Touchdown. Stephen Davis with his 2nd touchdown of the game. His 14th rushing touchdown of the season. He leads all non-kickers in scoring and in touchdowns, and the Eagles look on. The Redskins take advantage of the muff punt and march in for the score.
You know, I'll be honest, and I think anyone will be when you talk about Stephen Davis. I didn't know he was that good. I didn't know he was that good of a runner, a running back. 2 years ago, Terry Allen was on the team, and he was just a rookie. Last year, they had an injury at fullback, so they moved him to fullback. This is the first year it's just really been him.
Conway's kick is good. If you think back to his days at Auburn, he had a couple of real good years in Auburn. Then they changed the offense, went away from the run. Davis has found his running game.
It's tough to put your finger on it. That's something that powers some to get anything done. But when somebody's got this kind of drive, you'll know. Just look at their truck. Welcome to Ford Country, land of the Indestructibles and home of the F-Series. When you're built Ford tough, you're out to take on anything. Just bring it on.
Link to connect the Sony Digital 8 Handycam to the VAIO PC, anything is possible.
VAIO.
You know how you're supposed to eat Pizza Hut stuffed crust pizza?
Bill doesn't get it. Backwards, Bill. The other way. Backwards, Bill. Backwards. That boy. Now bite it. Billy. Bite it, Billy.
Jill's not afraid to eat her stuffed crust backwards. Everybody knows how to eat stuffed crust pizza backwards. With a ring of cheese baked right into the crust, it's the most fun you can have with a pizza. A large one topping is $9.99. Jill's made of tougher stuff than Bill.
Take a bite, Billy. Backwards, Bill. Keep your chin up, Bill.
Stuffed crust, another one of the best pizzas under one roof.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Ford F-Series. The best-selling trucks are built Ford tough. By Nortel Networks, we're building the new high-performance internet. By Sony VAIO computers and digital Handycam camcorders. And by Northwestern Mutual Life. Have you heard from the quiet company?
Look like you rowing there.
Yeah, no, that was me in the front telling them how to row.
The enemy on the right, Rossum. And they want to kick away from him, so it's a line drive rolling to Rossum. He bobbles it. He picks it up. He's in trouble. They have him surrounded. He's out of bounds at the 10-yard line. So the low line drive kickoff works. Stephen Davis takes a rest. He's had a good game so far.
Not a lot of people know what the SEAL does. I kind of like the idea of that.
You need to get in and, you know, do your job and get out of there not being seen.
No SEAL gets left behind. Everybody goes home.
You have to be able to persevere and get the job done no matter what. I will not fail.
The kind of people we require, someone who can go hard or go home.
I knew what I came in the Navy to do. I specifically came in to become a Navy SEAL.
6 pair men's cotton tube socks, 1/2 dozen eggs, 1 Miller High Life 6-pack. If you're new to the shopping chores, remember, good things come in 6s.
A chunky Super Bowl moment. Terrell Davis's mom served him new chunky beef with white and wild rice, a hearty soup with chunks of lean beef and vegetables. Filled up right by this new Campbell's chunky beef soup. Terrell made mincemeat of linesmen.
A pile of 100-year-old bricks might look like rubble to some. But I knew what they'd been through. Knew that you could hardly hurt them. And that bricks with a history like that was strong enough to stand again.
Ford F-Series Super Duty. Built Ford tough.
Fry wins the cola contest of his dreams.
A winning bottle cap!
On an all-new Futurama. Tonight at 8:30 on Fox Big Win Sunday.
There's Washington's offensive line, and you notice they know where to go, Sam. When the series is over, they get right over there, all grouped together. Look at the rookie Jansen. He's got his notes out. He's got those papers that come down from upstairs. He's looking, what did I do here? There's their leader, the old hog, Russ Grimm. What a job he's done with them in helping them run block better this year, and also the sacks. Sacks are way down.
From the 11, Staley, no hole. Good job by the front of the Washington Redskins. The inside men, Dana Stubblefield and Dan Wilkinson, combined on the tackle. Stubblefield's second year since coming over from San Francisco, and really hasn't played up to expectations, has he, Bill?
Hasn't done squat.
That much, huh?
Really? I mean, heck, they're not getting what they paid them, that's for sure.
On 2nd and 10, Staley again. Keeps driving, gets about 5 on the play, all on effort. Staley by himself. Greg Jones made the tackle.
You know, Howie Long was talked about it in the pregame show, too. You know, he said at first he gave him last year the benefit of the doubt and said there were some injuries and this and that, but the guy hasn't been as productive as he was when he had Bryant Young. Now, you know, some guys, you know, he was a contract year and he was playing and he was NFL Player of the Year and so on and so forth, but hey, you can look at the numbers right there as far as sacks. Now, a lot of times you can say, well, they played me more and I was jetting upfield. Now I have to play two-gap. But it's sometimes you've got to do what you have to do as a defensive lineman.
On 3rd and 4. And that pass is incomplete. Intended for Alex Van Dyke. He had it and dropped it, and McNabb still has not completed a pass. He is 0 for 6.
Well, you know, they're throwing the ball a lot with McNabb. They're throwing the ball, and they're not sustaining drives with what they came into this with Deuce Staley. And to beat the Washington Redskins, you have to control the ball and the clock. That's the key to beating the Redskins. North Turner addressed it. In their losses, they've got beat on the clock by the teams controlling the ball.
Last week, the Redskins only had the ball for 19 minutes against Buffalo. They've dominated time of possession. Here's Brian Mitchell from the 42. Good return into Eagles territory, brought down at the 45-yard line. Redskins with a 21-10 lead and good field position.
We are 345.6 miles from El Paso, Texas. Austin is north-northeast, turning south-southeast. Dry cleaner 3.4 miles away. Buenos Aires. I am 45 feet above sea level. 47.
Should have bought you a tie.
You rely on Amazon.com for electronics and all sorts of gifts. They rely on priority mail to get it there fast and to save you money.
At this pace, we would get there in 12 days.
What's your priority?
Fly like an eagle. I can't believe you tore a stunt like that. What were you thinking? You weren't thinking, were you? I don't think so. You think you're different? You think you're special? No, I don't. Get that camera out of here. Did we go over this? We did. You want to coach this team? I didn't know it was the last one. He's so sensitive. These are mine too.
It happened on my second cast. I knew what I had the second it hit. It snapped the line just above the leader. But I'm not going to lose my lucky lure. Not without a fight.
Ford F-Series, built Ford tough.
He's waited 17 years, 6 months, and 4 days for one thing.
I am ready for love.
All new That 70s Show at a special time, 8/7 Central, Fox Tuesday.
You know, if you're a fast guy like Alan Rossum is, you're a marked man. They know who the gunner is. They know what they have to do to you, too. Watch what Champ Bailey and Matt Stevens do to the gunner, Alan Rossum, on this. He's not going to get down there this time.
No.
Plus, it's a little revenge for that touchdown he ran back as well.
Well, holding there of the jersey, but, boy, they really did a job. Here are the Redskins from the Eagles 45. Johnson off the big play fake, going deep, and it is incomplete, intended for Westbrook, who's upset with himself, thought he should have had it. Brian Dawkins covered him on the play.
You know, Brad Johnson's one of the best ball handling. He's got some great ball handling skills. Watch his play fake. Watch right here. You see the head tuck? He tucked the head when he put the ball out. That is great. You talk about selling it. Watch his head on the handoff. You don't see quarterbacks do this. Watch the head go down. See, linebackers think right now that that's a run. They start feeling, and all of a sudden he comes up with a ball. I mean, that's some great ball handling skills by Brad Johnson.
Here's Davis on second down. It's down to about the 41. Picked up 4 on the play. Troy Vincent made the tackle.
Brad Johnson is always doing something. You know, a lot of quarterbacks don't take the time and effort to do this. Watch this play. He hands the ball off this time. Now watch, he comes up and throws up top. And what that does, that's going to keep the safety honest. Keep the safety deep. So if the run does break, the safety's going to be a couple steps off from running up there to fill.
Here's 3rd and 6. Have to get to the 40-yard line for a first down. Johnson operates out of the shotgun. Juggle the snap. Throws outside and completes it to Albert Connell, but he's brought down short of a first down. Al Harris made the tackle and a good play. Let's see what Norv decides to do here with the ball spotted about a half yard short of the first down marker.
You know, how about Norv Turner? How about the offseason he's been through? You know, you think about that. You got to get players. You lose an owner, you gain a new owner. You lose a general manager, you gain a new general manager. You don't know what players are coming, you don't know what players are going. You don't know whether you're coming or going. And he just has to keep on battling, keep on staying the course, keep on trying to do what he's done. And that's why, to me, what he has done with this offense and the 5 new guys he's gotten in there with Steven Davis, Brad Johnson, centers, and the 2 tackles has really been an outstanding job.
And say this, if Norv doesn't last in Washington, he'll surface somewhere else.
Oh, heck yeah. Hey, heck yeah. You know, he's really had been riding the rough seas of turmoil since late '96 when Jack Kent Cooke died.
You see, it's about 4th and a foot, maybe even less than that. As Jeff Triplett will mark it down.
You know, you said he'd end up someplace. Terry Bradshaw on the pregame show was saying that they want him down in Dallas.
No, I don't doubt that at all.
He had a great working relationship with Troy Aikman down there.
4th and less than a foot. And the Redskins will be going for it. His brother Ron, the head coach of Illinois.
79, reports eligible.
Great job yesterday as Illinois beat Ohio State. Congratulations to the Turner family, the coaching staffs.
His brother coached me at Pitt.
Is that right?
Yeah, Ron was on the Pitt staff.
Hey, last game at Pitt Stadium yesterday.
And
are they preserving a plaque for you?
You know, it was something. They finally put my name up on the Pitt Stadium wall, and now they're wrecking it down.
Here's 4th and inches. Sellers shifts. And back. And it's Davis. And a first down, Washington. At the 32-yard line. Barry Gardner made the tackle. But a good job. And the Redskins line doing a good job despite the absence of Keith Sims.
Oh, they do a nice job up front. Watch the lead block of Sellers come up on the linebacker. There he goes. See him? He takes that. He opens that hole up. He hits Darling, and he gets that surge going forward. Seller actually the better of the 2 blocker fullbacks as a blocker.
Sellers switched from tight end last season to fullback this season. Off the play fake. Johnson going deep for Connell, and it's broken up. Great job. Troy Vincent and Brian Dawkins combining on the coverage of Albert Connell. Almost picked off.
Brian Dawkins is as good as they get. I really think this is one heck of a player. I like his approach to the game. I like the way he plays the game. He'll hit you when he has to hit you. Look at the ground he covers here to break this play up. You know, Brian Dawkins isn't an eagle. He's a hawk. Yeah, he's a ball hawk. You know, that's what we always used to call the DBs that will come up with the interception, ball hawks. That's what he is. He has 4 interceptions now, and you know, the problem is that a lot of teams don't throw on these guys that much anymore because they're so good in the secondary, and most of the time they have a lead.
Having a Pro Bowl type year. Davis stopped for a loss. Good job underneath by Hollis Thomas, who's weighing about 322 in the coaches feel if he could get his weight down, he wouldn't tire. Tends to tire late in games.
You know, the guy's so big. That's his mom. That's his mom. And Hollis says that he loves his mom's turtle cake. That's his favorite food. He eats his mom's turtle cake. It's caramel and chocolate and nuts. And, you know, you can see why if you eat all the turtle cake, I think everybody in the family eats the turtle cake. and they love it. And he's got a big tattoo of his mom on his arm.
Here's 3rd and 11 for Washington. Mitchell comes out of the backfield, takes the toss, and is out of bounds and around the 30-yard line. Bobby Taylor took him out. On that last punt return by Brian Mitchell, he's moved into 2nd place all-time in punt return yardage.
Moved in front of Billy White Shoes Johnson.
One of the great names. And David Beggett is the all-time leader.
Remember when Billy used to do that thing? And the Billy White Shoes used to do that knee thing in the end zone? Vi Sikahema, who was here in Philadelphia for a long time as a punt returner, kick returner.
Brett Conway will attempt a 50-yard field goal out of the hold of Brad Johnson. His career long is 51 yards. This one has got the distance, and it is no good. He hooked it left. So the Eagles.
That was a big one for the defense, Sam.
The Eagles defense comes through. It's still 21-10.
Out here, the stories unfold like a map. Stories written across the sky with the tip of an eagle's wing.
Stories to fill a scrapbook you'd want to page through again and again. But first, you've got to go to where the stories live. You'll need an outfitter for the journey. Ford is your outfitter. With the most far-reaching sport utilities on Earth, created to take you where the stories begin and never end. Ford Outfitters. No boundaries.
Top, he come grooving up slowly. He got choo-choo eyeball. He want holy roller. He got hair down to his knees. He got to be a joker. He just do what it please. Yes.
More reliable, higher quality, faster, more profitable. Nortel Networks is building the new high-performance internet, and it can be whatever you want it to be. So tell us, what do you want the internet to be?
Come together right now over me.
The truth could change Mulder.
You're dead. Clearly, I'm alive.
Or destroy him.
I'm your father.
The X-Files, an all-new episode tonight at 9 on Fox.
Don Tollefson along with Bill Moss, Sam Rosen. Hey, down on the field, guys, Andy Reid called his receivers over and said, you got to help Donovan McNabb out. You can't be dropping balls, and you got to know he throws a hard ball. Make those catches, guys.
Thanks, Don. The wideouts to the right side. Johnson and Small. The throw to Small. There's the first reception. First completion of the game by Donovan McNabb. Derek Smith made the tackle. That's got to make McNabb feel good. Well, the fans have been waiting. And finally, in week 10, the decision was made.
Well, there's Torrance Small on the inside. He just comes down and sits inside the zone right in front of the linebacker, and McNabb had a little time from his offensive line there. He threw a softer ball to Torrance Small.
Picked up 5, 2nd and 5. To Staley, right up the middle. He's pushed back short of the first down. Derek Smith again, the middle linebacker, third-year man out of Arizona State, made the tackle. If there's been a question mark, a big question mark, it's been focusing on the Redskins linebackers a lot.
Right, and that's where they're attacking too. You watch Kevin Turner, the fullback. He's going to be the lead blocker on this. He comes up and leads this thing. Kevin Turner, as of the last 4 weeks, has been playing good football. He gets into Derek Smith right there. You know, he suffered through that neck injury. But he's been a lead blocker. His 3 years in Philadelphia, or 5 years in Philadelphia, he's blocked for 3 great backs. All of them have gone over 1,000 yards.
Small in motion on third down. Completion for a first down. Small spun away from one man. Is brought down at the 44-yard line. Sean Barber made the stop, but a good first down.
You know, he was out. Kevin Turner was out with a bulging disc in his neck, and he returned last week against Carolina. You see the lead blocks. He sprung for Deuce Staley there. Miami was the first game he came back in. He did it against the Giants. Here he is on Zach Thomas, just taking him up. And watch the effort here. He said it's the best he's felt in 3 years. He got some injections into his neck to kind of stop the swelling of that bulging disc, and he's really come back and is playing at the form he was playing when they first picked him up from New England.
But questionable whether he'll be here next year. Be a free agent. He took a salary cut to stay here. Staley pushed back. No gain on the play. Stubblefield and Anthony Cook in on the tackle. Cook remains in at left end for the injured Marco Coleman, who has a neck injury, still being evaluated, but questionable as to whether he can return today.
You know, Andy Reid had a meeting, as Don Tollefson told us, down there with the receivers. He also met with some offensive linemen this week, too. Trey Thomas, in particular, met with him and said he needs to pick up his game. You might have been good as a rookie, and people told you you were good, but you were good for a rookie. Now I need you to be a good seasoned pro.
McNabb calls timeout. Clock was running down. He was trying to switch the play at the line of scrimmage, and when he saw 2 seconds,
it will be a 30-second timeout.
When he saw 2 seconds on the play clock, he decided to call a timeout. So the Eagles have 1 timeout remaining in this first half. Well, the Redskins and the Giants tied atop the NFC East. They will meet in Washington next week. And then the Eagles and Redskins will meet up again 2 weeks from today. And then the Redskins go to Detroit. A tough one there. The Giants, Washington, Arizona, and the Jets. Giants are playing home today against Indianapolis.
Yeah, they got quite a battle going on right there. Now, and that defense is playing again. They're holding Indy's big three to only a touchdown. It's 7-6 Indy. And, you know, as long as that defense of Giants play the way they do, if they can get something out of their offense, Sam, they're going to be right in the mix of this thing when it's all said and done.
Peyton Manning hit Marvin Harrison for a touchdown. Right here, 2nd and 10 for the Eagles. At the Redskins 44, Stu Staley. There's no hole. Good job once again by the Redskins. And look at them. Just throw Staley back. Dana Stubblefield was there. Doug Brown, number 78, was there as well.
You know, Derek Smith, the linebacker, the middle linebacker, has been playing well. And he's been a part of the problem. He's been playing well today. He's been part of the problems. As we saw before, sometimes he gets overextended in the gap. He gets in the wrong gap. But see, that time he hit up in there and stayed in his gap, and all the other gaps were protected as well, and Staley came to him. When he guesses sometimes is when he gets in trouble.
Here's 3rd and 10 for the Eagles. The 3 wide receivers in. The pressure on McNabb stepped up nicely. Deuce Staley gets down to about the 33-yard line for a first down. Nice job of McNabb stepping up and dumping it off to Deuce Staley. Deuce Staley, limping here, has been involved in the greatest percentage of offense of any player in the league.
Well, that's good and bad. That's good because he's getting a bunch of yards and he's getting a bunch of carries and so on and so forth. But it's bad because he's the only thing they have. They haven't been able to get anything else on any kind of consistency.
Eric Bieniemy is in. This is his first carry of the season, and a good one down to the 25-yard line. James Bostic was in the doghouse for fumbling the football. Bieniemy, the veteran, has been a special teamers all season, and he steps in and runs the ball well.
You know, I think he's important, and I think that part of the reason Bostic had the fumbles and they brought him up. And this is his first offensive touch this year. That carry right there, and I think a lot of it too, Sam, has to do with his leadership ability. I don't think this offense for the Philadelphia Eagles has a leader, anyone that is a dominant force. And Bieniemy is quite a force. He's quite a presence in the huddle, in the meeting rooms, in the locker room.
And on the carry here, no gain on the play. And he's in early. McNabb told us he's in at 6:30 to start working out. And Eric Bieniemy is there. The two of them talk a lot, become very good friends.
You know, and I remember playing against him when he was in San Diego. And they bring him in. They use him for all different kinds of things. He was a kickoff, punt return guy, a third down guy. Anytime they needed to get a play, if they were desperate to make a play, they bring in Eric Bieniemy. And he's that kind of guy. I think he should get some touches for the Eagles.
2 tight ends in. Turner and Bieniemy in the backfield. This is 3rd and a long yard on the 9th play of this drive. Bieniemy cutting it inside. A good job of the Redskins. The interior defense led by the linebackers, Sean Barber, number 59, and Derek Smith making the stop.
They sure did. And you know what? They had this pegged by formation. Watch this and watch. They're coming before the snap of the ball. This isn't a blitz. This is that they know where the ball's going. This was a lead with the fullback, and they could tell by the I formation and short yardage, they came up and met it.
2-minute warning. Redskins leading it.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Miller High Life. Don't be ashamed to slip your refrigerator a little thank you note.
What manner of man can stand at the head of his own table with an electric knife? The man knows to work a proper knife through Old Tom. In the Miller High Life household, convenience is the enemy.
This is my daddy. He's a Gemini man. He fixes cars. He can fix anything. People like my dad. He says it's because they trust him.
Gemini Automotive Care, only where you see this sign.
Hey, who's that?
She's here to meet with the big guys.
On a weekend?
Mm-hmm.
canceled their tea times.
She must be a big client.
I think it's their life insurance agent.
Huh. That's a new one.
Have you heard from the quiet company? Northwestern Mutual Life.
Rumors about free computers, but we haven't actually seen one. Not one with a monitor, 24-hour tech support, and a year of AOL included, like a Gateway PC with an Intel Celeron processor. Call 1-800-GATEWAY. For $28 a month, it's a PC you can believe in.
How far would you go?
Do I look okay?
To get what you want?
She slept with the director.
Jennifer Love Hewitt, Time of Your Life, tomorrow on Fox.
Some people wanted Mike Nolan fired. Norv Turner stepped up in his support. And Nolan's defense thus far doing the job. And here's 4th and 1 for the Eagles at the 24-yard line. Charles Johnson in motion. Staley back in, dives for it. I don't know if he made it.
It sure doesn't look like
I think he came up short. Yes, he did.
I can tell you this much about this defense today. They're playing a lot more aggressive, both by scheme and by emotion, than I've seen them in the prior weeks.
They practiced hard this week. Very physical.
You know, it's this line of the Philadelphia Eagles. You know, they're used to kind of just sealing off people, and then Deuce is so strong, he comes through and breaks tackles. They really don't have to knock anybody off the ball. And then when they get in short yardage situations and have to knock somebody off the ball, they're not used to it.
On his first 4 carries, Deuce Staley picked up 31 yards. He's had only 9 yards on the last 7 carries. So the Redskins take over on downs as the Eagles. Trey Thomas sits down. And the Eagles defense goes out.
That was quite a gamble there because it was an automatic 3 points with Norm Johnson.
Davis up across the 30 to the 31. Picked up about 6 on the play. Jeremiah Trotter made the tackle. If you joined us late, fast start to the game for the Redskins. They started on their own 11. Brad Johnson hit 2 big passes, and the Redskins marched 89 yards for a touchdown. The Eagles came up with a field goal. And then the Redskins had another big play when Johnson hit Albert Connell for 54 yards. Tipped and intercepted by Troy Vincent. Vincent inside the 20 and out of bounds close to the 10-yard line. Another big takeaway for the Eagles defense. Their 2nd of the game and their 21st of the season, their 15th interception.
Talking with Brad Johnson yesterday, talked about interceptions. He said interceptions come from one of 3 things. A tip ball, which is exactly what you have right here. A receiver runs a wrong route, or the quarterback throws to a wrong read. He doesn't usually throw to a wrong read. This right here, as you can see, tip ball off Westbrook, right in Troy Vincent's hands.
5th interception of the season for Troy Vincent. The ball just outside the 10-yard line. It's 1st and 10. And a tackle in the backfield for a loss. Good job again. This time it's Anthony Cook with a tackle. Cook in place of the injured Marco Coleman. And a 2-yard loss on the, let's see, they're respotting it back to the 11-yard line. So about a yard loss on the play.
Now, Washington's defensive line is playing with a lot of energy today. A lot of excitement. They're getting some push, and they're starting to gain a little confidence. And as an alignment with your offensive defense, you don't want to give the other side any confidence.
On the play fake, pressure from Cook. It's dumped off, incomplete. And McNabb has not had time. He tried to set, but there was Cook in his face. And here comes a big 3rd down play.
Well, he's lucky on that one as well. It wasn't intentional grounding. Now, he had a receiver there, but the receiver on the screenplay was not looking back at the ball. He was still running.
And the intended receiver was Kevin Turner. 3rd and 10 for the Eagles. This is a big moment for them. McNabb under pressure, throws and completes. Kevin Turner. And now it's ruled incomplete. That's the second one that was caught and then dropped after the hit. It's ruled incomplete.
The ball was on the money.
That's there, and he dropped it. Oh, it's right there. And you can see how McNabb wanted that one. The Eagles have more drops than anyone. And now a field goal try from Norm Johnson. 29-yarder out of the hold of Peterson is right through. Second field goal of the game for Norm Johnson. The Eagles settle for 3 after the big turnover, but they have cut the Redskins' lead to 8. And despite the fact that the Redskins have dominated time of possession and have put up a lot of offensive yardage, it's still a close ball game. Don't forget, coming up at halftime, it's the Visa Halftime Report. JB, Terry, Howie, and Chris in the studio with scores and highlights. Fox Sports Ticker brings you up to the second stats, all coming up on the Visa Halftime Report. Stay tuned for that. Here in Philadelphia, Andy Reid talking with rookie tight end Jed Weaver. Now the Eagles had a big chance there, but the drop by Turner, that really hurts. Andy Reid looks real upset.
Well, he's tired of the drop balls. You know, you're trying to run a pass-oriented offense, and you lead the league in drop balls. Those things don't go hand in hand. You saw as he walked by, gave McNabb a little smack on the butt. You know, saying, good job, you got the ball there, you did what you had to do, you put us in a position to get a touchdown. We're going to come back.
Akers rolling on the ground. It's bobbled by Govea, the one-time Philadelphia Eagle. And the Redskins able to fall on the ball for the recovery. 19 seconds to go in the first half. Redskins still have 2 timeouts remaining. Ball spotted at the Washington 27. And it looks like the Redskins will take a knee and run out the clock. And that's exactly what they do. So the Redskins got some big plays, but a couple of turnovers were costly. Still, Washington will head for the locker room with a 21-13 lead over Andy Reid and the Philadelphia Eagles. And Reid greeting some of his players as they come off. Halftime in Philadelphia. Donovan McNabb got his passing game going late in the first half. It's 21-13. Washington leading it. The Visa Halftime Report is coming up in a moment.
Fox Big Win Sunday.
Show me!
King of the Hill's $1 million throw against Dandy Don Meredith.
Hey, where are you going?
And the Simpsons Go Game Show with Secret Square Ron Howard.
You're going down.
Then Fry wins Futurama's Ultimate Cola Contest.
The winning bottle cap.
Plus, the powerful conclusion to the X-Files season premiere.
Take my hand, Fox. I am your father.
All new Fox Big Win Sunday, tonight at 7:30, 6:30 Central.
Illegal gambling on college campuses. Fox Undercover tonight.
The new 2000 Plymouth Neon has more available safety and security features than any car in its class. With refined suspension and steering, safety cage construction, and full-frame triple-sealed doors. You can feel safer in whatever you do. And starting under $12,000, you can safely splurge on other things. The new 2000 Plymouth Neon. Buy now and choose 0.9% APR in place of the cash allowance.
There are many paths to good health, but there's one thing common to all of them.
And it's simply this. When you feel genuine care from people who know
and respect your individual needs, then you're on the road to good health.
And that's why the Christiana Care Health System family
is that road to good health for you and your family.
Christiana Care Health System.
Let our family help your family.
Wonderful gifts to stuff your stockings with. Best Buy, bringing a little magic to life.
Nice t-shirt. You drive a Toyota?
I wish I drove a Toyota.
I can make your wish come true. Well, actually, your Toyota dealer can get you behind the wheel of a 2000 Corolla for just $179 a month, or save you thousands in financing with a low 5.9% APR. So, what do you think?
Impressive. And you do your own laundry, huh?
I fluff it and I fold it.
The Visa Halftime Report is brought to you by Visa. It's everywhere NFL fans want to be.
As we welcome you to the Visa Halftime in a full house, Donovan McNabb getting his first start for the Eagles, struggling in the first half against the Skins.
3 of 11, 24 yards passing, but he's excited about, well, just playing football. Well, here's a guy that plays very well. Albert Connell from the left side crosses over to the right side. Johnson hits him 54 yards later. We got ourselves a Redskins touchdown, 14-3. Skins over the Eagles. Then on the ensuing kickoff, Allen Rossum takes his kickoff. He takes it 89 yards. Howie Long used to run like this when he was in junior high, before he got all grown up and big and heavy and bad and mean. And then Stephen Davis up the middle, breaks in, touchdown. Redskins 21-10, 21-13, sorry, at the half.
What do you think Denny Green is saying to Robert Smith?
Hey, how you doing, Rob? Good to see you. Welcome back. How's you going? Everything all right? Looking left, firing back right. That's right. Chris Carter, man-for-man coverage, beats Tony Parrish, number 37. George finds Chris Carter, touchdown 1. Quick screen right to the outfit. The rookie, Booker, out of northeast Louisiana, now called Louisiana Monroe, whatever that is. But what this is 57 yards and a touchdown for the rookie. His first catch in the NFL, and it's a touchdown. Chris Carter catches us. Touchdown pass of 7 yards. His 110th touchdown of his career. Puts him 8th all-time on the list. Moves him past Barry Sanders.
Thank you for that Chamber of Commerce note about Northeast Louisiana Monroe, or whatever it is. Kurt Warner and the Rams. Yes, indeed. All over the Panthers right now, 21-10. He and Isaac Bruce have hooked up for the 10th time. Touchdowns.
All right, Mike Ditka talking to Mary. Said, how you doing? Got some flies here. People are all over me. They think I'm you know what. But Billy Joe Tolliver down the middle, man coverage. Safety's not there, but then Zach Bronson says, you caught it? Take a little hit. Okay, Keith Poole says, no problem. Give me the 42 yards. Billy Joe Tolliver then scores on a 1-yard sneak. Billy Joe Tolliver bootlegs out to the right. Linebackers drop deep. You keep it. He did. 2 touchdown runs by him in the first half. A nice job by Billy Joe of passing the football, and you saw the score.
Giants only 33 passing yards, trailing by 1 to the Colts. That at the half. Miami has gone 3 and out 4 times and trailing by 13 to Buffalo.
Hello, Dan Marino.
Gerback is just 14 passing yards. Boy, Buccaneers on that. Look at the Titans over. Who's Bengals?
Cincinnati, but Trent Dilford playing very well for Tampa Bay. The Browns trying to get even for the Steelers, upset in the very first game, in which Dwight White said they ran up the score. Right now, Browns looking awfully good against my Steelers.
Washington and Philadelphia.
You know, the Redskins in a very big game for them. Really caught a break getting the rookie Donovan McNabb to start here. He's had a horrible first half. You just have to wonder now if Andy Reid may go to Doug Peterson in the second half, because they're very much in this game.
Yeah, they say, are the Redskins fans, and we do have a couple here, are they setting themselves up for a fall? It's remarkable that the score is this close with 99 yards in total offense. This kid McNabb it's pretty funny from a defensive guy. 3 for 11 passing, and the game is this close, JB. Are they setting you up for a heartache?
Absolutely not. They're looking good. Special teams in Washington came through. They haven't been looking too good all season long, but nice play early on.
Didn't Philadelphia return a kick for a...
Oh, Mr. Washington himself, huh?
I'm all for Washington, but my seatbelt is off. I'm getting ready to get off that bus.
And you will bolt real quick. I've seen you all real quick.
Pull a hamstring getting off that bus.
All right.
As our
we'll let you know. We'll take it back to the second half of that game between Washington and Philadelphia as the Visa halftime continues after this.
Visa is proud to celebrate the fans this season. Visa, it's everywhere NFL fans want to be. Fox Sports News Primetime wraps up all the day's NFL action. All the scores, all the highlights. It makes me wish I could play football, but I can't. My Pee-wee coach said I was a Nancy boy and the kids gave me wedgies. And now all I want is for someone to hold me and make me feel special. As special as Fox Sports News Primetime's NFL coverage. The Lions take on the Packers. Then the Giants battle the Redskins. It's a Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader next week.
You can turn hopes and dreams into reality when you give through the United Way. At this learning center, those with developing disabilities are getting the vital help they need. Together, we're solving problems, getting results you can see. The NFL, the United Way, and you, the power of teamwork.
Thursday's new special has footage so shocking we can't even show you here. Busted on the job 4. Then they've just won $1 million.
This is the most exciting moment I've ever had on television.
Now, one of these players has decided to risk it all for the $2 million jackpot. All new Greed, all starting at 8 Fox Thursday. Adam Sandler is golf's missing link.
That's your home! Are you too good for your home?
Happy Gilmore at 8/7 Central, Fox Friday.
Redskins have had the big edge in yardage, 241-99, but the Eagles hanging in there. We're at halftime in Philadelphia. Redskins 21, the Eagles 13 will return to the vet for the start of the second half after these words and a message from your local Fox station.
You're watching Fox NFL Sunday.
Illegal gambling on college campuses. Fox Undercover tonight.
Imagine if people could just order things online, and out they came. Into their homes. Into their offices. Well, maybe someday. But today, the best way to get stuff off the web is UPS. In fact, UPS delivers more e-business shipments than anyone else. So to ship from the virtual world, rely on the same people you rely on in the real world. UPS, moving at the speed of e-business.
2, 4, 6, 8, splat. Me and my generation. Don't you like kids who look like that? Nickelodeon Nation. Talking about hey now, hey now, hey now, hey now. Join the celebration. I believe in Nick because Nick believes in me. Nickelodeon Nation. I believe in Nick. Nick believes in me. Nickelodeon Nation.
Nick, Nickelodeon Nation.
There's an easier way to get twice as much. Bingo Doubler from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Get bingo with the doubler and win double your prize money.
Johnson, you remember our chairman?
Ford Taurus with $2,000 cash back plus low 0.9 financing. Engineered for serious performance. Now get Taurus with $2,000 cash back plus 0.9 financing. Built like a suit of armor with the highest safety rating on the planet. The government's 5 stars. $2,000 cash back plus low 0.9 financing gives you over $4,700 in total savings. Visit your Quality Plus Ford dealer today.
Son, I want you to remember that loyalty is what really matters. Come on, Jets.
He's looking Swans open.
Oh, yeah! Gary Bradshaw!
Howdy, partner.
Let's go, Cowboys! Yes! Yes, go Jets!
Keyshawn Johnson.
Loyalty. Huh? What'd I tell you?
Halftime in Philadelphia. Redskins leading the Eagles 21-13 moments ago. Our Don Tollefson caught up with the head coach of the Eagles, Andy Reid.
Okay, thanks. Coach, Donovan McNabb having problems with completions, but a lot of drop balls. Your assessment of his first half?
Well, he's not doing bad. You know, again, he's giving the guys an opportunity to make catches, and the catches aren't happening. So we keep firing it, and it's very important that he doesn't hesitate a bit, and he continues to throw the football.
After Allen Rossum broke the kickoff return, any thought to putting him back on the punt returns?
Well, I thought I was giving it a good safe check back there with CJ. It didn't work out, but we'll go back to the drawing board here.
Did he have enough room to make that catch? Should it have been flagged?
No, he had enough room on that one.
Okay, good luck in the second
Thanks,
half, Andy. Thanks very much. Back upstairs, guys.
Thanks, Don. Talking about Charles Johnson, put back as a punt returner, and he fumbled and muffed the ball on his first try. Now, as far as the Redskins are concerned, the defense ranked last in the league. A lot of criticism for them and all week long, but they've responded pretty well.
They're playing aggressive. I mean, take a look. Here's a four-man rush, and they get to Donovan McNabb. Watch the linebackers. They're all in the right gaps this week. Last week and the prior weeks, that always hasn't been the case. Plus, they're being a little bit more aggressive with their linebackers and their blitzes. They've got the safeties outside. They've got the corners up there playing bump and run, something they haven't done much of in the past. Mike Nolan, defense coordinator right there, being aggressive, taking some shots.
And they've done a good job on Deuce Staley. Early in the game, first 4 carries for Deuce, he picked up over 30 yards. Then the last 8 carries, he's only had 9 yards, so they've shut him down pretty well.
Yeah, and the defensive line is really taking it to the offensive line of the Philadelphia Eagles, and that's something they haven't done on a consistent basis. We talked to some of the coaches. They said they practiced hard this week. It's starting to pay off. They're starting to get some confidence at the expense of the Eagles' offensive line.
There's Donovan McNabb. How would you assess his performance in the first half?
You know what it is about him, I see? It doesn't seem like anything is affecting him. You know, he's running the plays that are called. He sees what's there. The package may be a little limited, but when the pocket closes, he'll scramble around. He's doing some things. I'd like to see him scramble around a little bit more down in the red zone. They were down there twice, didn't get any scores.
Brett Conway kicking off. Allen Rossum at the goal line. Rossum with good speed, burst through. He may make it a second time. Rossum looking for a second return for a touchdown, but he's knocked out of bounds inside the 15. Champ Bailey finally took him down, but Rossum with another huge return, 86 yards.
And that was just taken directly at him. Watch, they get up into the wedge. This is wedge return. They're going to follow this thing, and he's just following again. Eric Bieniemy. Here's the wall. There's the seam. And it's to the near sidelines. Anytime you break through the wedge and you get to the second level on returns, get to the near sidelines. That's exactly what he did till Champ Bailey ran him out of bounds.
He needed one more block to go all the way.
They're in the red zone. Let's see if Donovan can make something happen down here.
From the 14. Jed Weaver in motion, resets. Turner and Staley in the backfield. It's Staley on first down, hit immediately.
Okay, now they've run this play to either side. Last time before the half, Sam, they ran the play to the right, they ran the play to the left. The naked bootleg is there for Donovan McNabb. It is there. They've got to run that play again, give the lead to Deuce, but Donovan McNabb keep the ball and go out the back door.
Steve Everett remains the center. The guards are Doug Brzezinski and Jeff Dellenbach. There's Allen Rossum saying hello to Mom and then talking to special teams coach John Harbaugh. Trey Thomas and Jermaine Mayberry the tackles. McNabb on second down. In trouble. They've got him, and he's hauled down. It's Dana Stubblefield. Second sack for the Redskins in the game. Stubblefield taking down Donovan McNabb. There's a flag down at about the 1-yard line, and it's a holding call against the Redskins. And that'll be an automatic first down.
And that also takes away the sack. You know, you talk about statistics. Defensive linemen, they got to battle through a lot of stuff to get a sack. And when you get a sack, you don't want a penalty.
Holding, number 50 of the defense. 5-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
Over 200 yards in returns for Allen Rossum. 89-yarder for a touchdown. 86-yarder to put the Eagles in excellent field position.
I'll tell you what's amazing about that is that as I look at the kickoff return team, I mean the kickoff coverage team for Washington, they got a lot of fast guys up there, veteran guys.
First and 10 for the Eagles at the 11-yard line. Weaver resets. Staley straight ahead. Bounces off one man. Sam Shade got a piece of him, and finally Staley went down. Good effort by Deuce Staley. But the Redskins have done a good job of controlling Deuce, who in the last 5 weeks has had 3 100-yard rushing games.
Well, the guys in the middle are doing a nice job. I want you to watch the effort right here and how they tie up the offensive linemen, and watch the gap control. Watch Stubblefield here, owning the line of scrimmage. Cook owning the line of scrimmage. When the gaps are tied up and you're playing defense the way it's designed and the way it's drawn up, that's when it works.
2nd and 7. And now timeout. The clock was about to expire. First timeout of the second half for the Eagles.
Been thinking about a ski trip?
Okay, kids, run and get it!
Call Southwest. We've got low fares to over 22 exciting ski resorts.
Come on, Dad.
Ski free next season. Use your Visa card to purchase travel on Southwest Airlines and you'll be automatically registered to win free ski vacations for you and a companion, including $5,000 of Visa traveler's checks to be used toward lift tickets. Get the details online at www.southwest.com.
You are now free to move about the country.
Who is going to lead business out of the net? Not us. We'll let PSINet be the innovators. With their global private network, multi-currency e-commerce, they want to be pioneers. So be it. We've been in business for 80 years. We give our customers what we want when we're ready.
With the internet, business either innovates or vegetates. You make the call.
They call it Stormy Monday. No Tuesday, no bad. They call it Stormy Monday.
The all-wheel drive Carrera 4. It's one beautiful day after another.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Porsche.
Back at the vet in Philadelphia, Donovan McNabb went to the sideline, called the timeout with 1 second left on the play clock. Here's 2nd and 7 from the 8-yard line with 2 tight ends in and both wideouts to the right side. Luther Broughton goes in motion. McNabb being rushed by Bailey. Wow! What a blitz by Champ Bailey from the left corner spot. Huge loss on the play. And we'll mark it back to the 20-yard line.
Well, you talk about Mike Nolan not gambling, not blitzing. Watch Champ Bailey. Here he is in the slot. Watch him come off the corner. Nobody picks him up.
They had the previous sack erased by a penalty. This is the 2nd sack of the game. They have to get to the 1-yard line for a first down. On 3rd down, McNabb looking. Nobody open. And they got him by the ankle. Did Derek Smith, the middle linebacker, grabbed him by the ankle. McNabb couldn't wrestle free, and he's down at about the 14-yard line. Bring up a 4th down, and Norm Johnson will come on back in.
You know, this is a couple times the Eagles have been down here. 3 times now, as a matter of fact. They've had blown opportunities to make something. That's a heck of an effort by that kickoff return team, and Allen Rossum in particular. And you get them down there, and if they can't score, they've got to settle for a field goal.
Johnson, a 49-yarder, a 29-yarder, and this one is 32. And it's no good. It's no good.
Or missed field goals.
Oh, you just can't have that. Should never happen. The hold was good. The spot was good. Johnson Missed an opportunity to cut the lead to 5.
Morning.
How you doing?
Introducing the Sprint PCS wireless web phone by Motorola. The power of the internet is in your hand.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
Here's that Norm Johnson field goal. It looks like a good snap and a good hold. Can't quite tell where the laces are on this. Doesn't looks like the laces are out.
That's just
he
a pull.
That left.
There are reasons why a team is 2-7, and you miss opportunities like that. Stephen Davis, first carry of the second half. He's getting close to 100 yards.
Well, it's deflating. And when your defense has to come out now and you have a missed opportunity several times in the red zone, it's deflating to the whole team. And you come out and you hand a ball off to Stephen Davis, and he gashes you for a first down.
Up to the 34-yard line, 18 carries, 95 yards for Stephen Davis. A big game for him. 2 touchdowns as well for Davis on the ground. Davis cuts it back. Flag comes in. We'll check it out. Flag came in from the side judge downfield.
Illegal block.
Yeah, against Washington.
I'll tell you one thing. That Washington Redskins, they use a lot of motioning in their package.
Personal foul. Crackback. Number 82 of the offense. 15-yard penalty. Remains first down.
Michael Westbrook coming down inside. They use a lot of motion. Now here comes 82. There he is right there. Comes down and blocks low when he's coming down. The play starts out from outside. There he is. Can't do it.
Bring the ball back to the 22-yard line. That's William Thomas, who is out with a hip injury. The fine linebacker of the Philadelphia Eagles. Davis and centers in the backfield. The tight end Alexander motions. And Johnson gets time and finds Albert Connell. He's brought down up to the 27-yard line by Jeremiah Trotter. Connell had the big reception and run for a touchdown, 54 yards in the first half. He's had an outstanding year.
Well, both of them have. Both wide receivers have taken their game to another level, and they almost mirror each other in all statistics. Each have about 5 touchdowns. Connell actually has 6, I think, after today. But you can see the numbers. They're right there. And the guy that's brought him to that level is the quarterback.
Johnson being rushed, and the ball is loose. Still loose. Did Hollis Thomas recover?
Yes,
he did. There's a flag on the play. Thomas recovered the ball inside the 10. Mike Mamula put the rush on Brad Johnson.
Here's Mamula. He gets on the corner. Watch. He bats the arms down of Andy Heck.
Number 74, the offense. The penalty is declined.
Sure.
Philadelphia, first and goal.
The Eagles have had every opportunity to take over this game.
There's Mr. Thomas.
There you go.
He says turtle cake for everybody. A nice shot. The rush was Mamula. And Mamula has been working. He's been working and working. He's been not getting there. This team lacks a dominant pass rusher. But that time, he, on his second effort, not the first effort, he got taken. It was his second effort where he smacked the arms down of Andy Heck and got the corner. When he got the corner, that's when he got the strip on Brad Johnson.
2 fumble recoveries in the game for the Eagles. 1 interception. 3 takeaways for Philadelphia. First and goal from the 8. McNabb checking off. Staley on the delay. Not much of a hole. Keeps churning and gets close to the 5-yard line.
There's something to be said for running your offense and running everything, but you have a scrambling quarterback. He should be your asset inside the red zone. They've run this play this way. They've run this play this way. Watch. If you bootleg it, fake it right here, and go out the back door, will you look at the back door here? That's what you've got to be able to do with him.
You need a headset to call the play down to him.
Well, when you have, sometimes you get so caught up in what you're doing offensively and wanting to run your offense, you forget to use some of the athletes that you have.
The handoff inside. And it's Staley down to about the 3-yard line. We'll bring up 3rd and goal.
Run. You know what? I hope he's setting this up because here's the play again. Look at. There's your ends right here. Hand the ball off. I want you to watch it out here on a bootleg. Look at the flow from everybody back here. Look at this corner. Okay, if you run that play twice, you better be running it to set up the bootleg. Throw the bootleg pass or have your quarterback keep it.
We're midway in the 3rd quarter. The Eagles have used up their 2nd timeout.
So, Jimmy, who's the best Super Bowl team ever?
Well, Rebecca, football is a complicated sport most women don't understand. But I'd have to say Dallas and their gloomy day defense.
You mean doomsday defense?
Then there's the Pittsburgh satin curtain.
No, steel curtain.
Whatever. At least we both drink Miller Lite because it tastes great, right?
Well, actually, I like it because it's less filling, but it's nice to drink with such a football expert.
You know, I was a guard for the Packers.
Jimmy, you were parking lot security.
Taste the true Pilsner.
Are you looking down my shirt?
Give me a hand. Come on. Drop the chalupa. Drop it. Drop the chalupa.
Yeah, drop the chalupa. The new Taco Bell chalupa is so good, people won't put it down. With a shell so crispy and flaky on the outside, yet soft and chewy on the inside, you'll wonder why we put stuff in it at all. Grab one now for just 99 cents. Move. Mine. They're back. 4 new Chihuahuas are looking for love. Get yours now at Taco Bell.
The car wash guy returns.
She's not the mother of my children.
An all-new Ally McBeal.
Show me.
9/8 Central tomorrow on Fox.
Andy Reid uses up another timeout. Make sure his quarterback and he are in sync.
Well, yeah, you want him to get in sync, but again, I think it's a wasted timeout. I don't like wasting timeouts. I like to save him for the end of the half or the end of a quarter. And I also think when you ran those 2 dives and didn't run the bootleg, you want to come right back to set that up to run the bootleg. You don't want to take a timeout and then try it.
3rd and goal from the 3. McNabb has it off the play fake outside of Ed Smith. He's hit and dropped the ball. Another drop for the Eagles. That's the 2nd drop close to the goal line. Earlier it was Turner. This time it's Smith.
Well, they ran the bootleg. They finally ran it, but don't take a timeout to run it because you just set it up twice. You get the lead. You had the lead. Now come back to it right away. Don't take the timeout and give the defense time to think about it. when you set something up like that, you want to sell the defense. Here it is, and then get them. They took a timeout and tried it, and you saw the result.
There's Norm Johnson, 2 for 3. This officially will be a 20-yarder. And this one is good. It is 21-16 after great field position twice. One drive started from the 14, the other from the 8. They get only 3 points.
Welcome aboard Flight 111 to Cleveland with continuing service to Helsinki, on our way to Cairo, across to Beijing, looping around Kuala Lumpur before making a U-turn back to Cleveland. Our estimated flying time is 2 weeks, 7 hours, and 12 minutes.
Can't do it in life? Do it on the web with the power of the Pentium 3 processor. Don't just get onto the internet, get into it at Intel.com.
In the insurance business, they say persistence pays off. The book's called Be Cool About Fire Safety. Last year, I passed out about 10,000 copies to kids in Albany County. One went to a little girl who saved her family when their house caught fire. This year, I'm passing out more books. 'Cause in this business, did I mention, persistence pays off. You're in good hands with Allstate. Mine.
NFL Sunday is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of the Super Bowl. By Propecia, talk to your doctor today. By Sprint PCS, experience the clear alternative to cellular. And by the all-new 2000 Pontiac Bonneville, luxury with attitude.
Birdman's hanging in there, but he knows missed opportunities.
Is he yawning?
I thought he was about to sneeze. Akers to kick off. Brian Mitchell from the 8. And the Eagles have it well covered. Barry Gardner was there leading the way. The Eagles have wasted opportunities. Charles Johnson fumbled, muffed that punt. Kevin Turner was open at the goal line, but he dropped it. And Ed Smith dropped that one. And the Eagles coming up with only 3 points after opportunities to get 14. So the red zone opportunities. Now the defense trying to keep the Eagles in the game. It's 21-16. Johnson on first down, complete to the tight end. Steven Alexander breaks one tackle and another. Gets up to the 30-yard line. Good effort by Steven Alexander. Many of you will see game 2 of our NFL doubleheader from Dallas. Pat Summerall and John Madden standing by to bring you the Packers and the Cowboys, who will not be seen in the Philadelphia area. You will see local programming. Packers with Brett Favre leading the way into Dallas, and they are banged up with a big 3 missing. Aikman, Smith, and Irvin all out. Time for an update. Let's go back to the Fox Network Center to JB.
And Bill, Chicago leading by 3 over Minnesota. Minnesota 3rd and goal. Jeff George trips over his own man, fumbles. Minnesota challenged it. The play was upheld. Bears recover at their own 14. Chicago still on top by 3. Back to Sam Rosen and Bill Moss.
Hey, JB, maybe Terry was right about Jeff George after all. You know, you guys tried to dog him at the top of your show saying he never should have said those things. Maybe he's right.
Hey, the Bears, give him a lot of credit. This is Westbrook, and he dropped the ball but out of bounds. Looks like he's got enough for a first down up at the 44-yard line. Brian Dawkins hit him, and we've got some extra stuff going on in front of the Redskins bench. Flag has been dropped.
He's giving him the business, Sam. He's giving him the business.
He is giving him the business.
It's the business in Philadelphia.
And that's nasty business.
Yeah, Jeff Triplett, look, he doesn't want any part of the business.
And let's see. Dawkins. Whoop. Darling giving Westbrook the business right there. And then Trotter gets in. We will.
You know, Sam, there's quite a difference between the business in football and the business in hockey.
Well, I don't know. There's some similarities.
Similarities?
57 in the defense. The ball was fumbled forward and out of bounds. The penalty would be assessed from the spot of the fumble, 15 yards, automatic first down.
Well, that's costly business right there. That hurts the Eagles.
And it's giving Washington a chance to breathe. And, you know, Washington, since early in the second quarter, that's the last time they scored. It was early in the second quarter. They've had some drives that have been going on, and they haven't been able to produce any points out of it. And there was 13 minutes left in the second quarter, the last time that Washington got on the board.
Well, first Andy Reid, then defensive coordinator Jim Johnson talking with James Darling. Ike Reese has come in to replace him on the personal foul call. Redskins at the Eagles 43. Johnson quickly to Albert Connell. Troy Vincent got him, fumble the ball, and the Eagles have it. The Eagles' fourth takeaway of the game. The Redskins had only turned the ball over 9 times all season. They've turned it over 4 times today.
Now, first, the thing they do is they come with pressure up front. Watch, here comes the trailer blitz. They call it the linebacker trailer blitz. He has to get it out hot, Brad Johnson. Now, once Connell gets it, watch them. Watch them come in here. Dawkins is in there. Troy Vincent was the one that actually pulled his arms out. Here's Troy Vincent. Watch. He gets around them, and right here, he got his hand on the ball.
And Mike Mamula on the recovery. And the Eagles, from their own 37, have yet another opportunity.
Credit Mamula and that whole Eagles defense. Since the second quarter, they've been playing some serious football.
Staley slipped away from 2 men. And a good run up to the 45-yard line where Sam Shade took him down. Now it's up to the Eagles offense. They have had every opportunity to turn this game around. The Redskins are almost trying to hand it to them.
Well, had they have scored on one of those trips inside the red zone, it would really give that offense the confidence in themselves and in Donovan McNabb. It would put them over the top. Until they score that touchdown, they won't get over the top, and half the momentum, only half of the momentum is with them right now.
Blitz coming. Staley takes it outside. Kennard Lang got a piece of him, and then he's brought down by Derek Smith. But a first down for Deuce Staley, who's starting to pick it up a little bit. Washington Redskins were +9 in the turnover ratio. Takeaways to giveaways coming into today's game. They're -3 this afternoon.
Mike Nolan's being aggressive today. I mean, I watched that Buffalo game, and they were not an aggressive team at all. They may have zone blitzed twice and a blitz or 2 out of nickel, but they weren't aggressive in attacking Buffalo. Today, they're coming out and playing aggressive football, including bump and run, which Darryl Green's in right now.
Play fake. McNabb still has it. Now the rush coming. He goes deep. Looking for Johnson. It's off his hand and incomplete. Darryl Green and Leamont Evans covering on the play.
You know, the Buffalo offense told some of the defensive players of Washington after the game, said, well, you guys are predictable. You know, we know what you're going to do and when you're going to do it. And they're predictable in the aspect that they played very conservative for the most part in the last 3 or 4 weeks. Conservative, only 4-man rushes. They don't stunt too much. They may get in a bare front to try to tighten up against 1st and 10 against the run. Very selective on how they blitz.
Was that because they were afraid of Flutie?
No. They still saw that tendency coming into the game.
All right. Staley, short pickup on 2nd down. Sam Shade made the tackle. 19 carries. 60 yards for Deuce Staley.
Yeah, all that predictability and computer reports, Sam, they come during the week. And what you do is you do a 3-game breakdown of teams. And you study their offense and defense and find out when they do things according to field position. And they were saying that defensively, they knew what they were going to do and when to expect blitz, when to expect man coverage or zone coverage, when to expect a 4-man rush.
Three wide receivers in for the Eagles, 6 defensive backs for the Redskins. McNabb throws, almost intercepted. Matt Stevens tipped it. Champ Bailey was waiting for it. Stevens got a hand on it and negated what might have been an interception. And they're talking it over. Watch this play.
Well, they do a nice job up front of, first of all, picking up the blitz. They blitz them again, and the blitz gets picked up. And Donovan McNabb has a passing lane. One of two things happened here. Either Charles Johnson ran the wrong route or Donovan McNabb threw a bad ball. I tend to believe it was the wrong route.
And the Eagles are forced to take another timeout. They're out of timeouts, and there's still 4:44 to go in the third quarter.
Thinking about hair loss? Well, now there are effective FDA-approved treatments for men's hair loss. What are you waiting for? Call your doctor today or call 1-800-MERC-12 to find out more. Merck, helping make hair loss history.
Hey, can I play? Sure. Find one more. All right. Hello? Hey, Eddie, are you there? Nathan? Find anyone?
Look at that. So beautiful. Bellissimo. Be gentle. Hold it like this. Do not rush. Enjoy every moment. Ah, the onion. Such a beautiful thing.
Got to admit, it's getting better. Philips High Definition TV. As real as it gets. He's waited 17 years, 6 months, and 4 days for one thing. I am ready for love. All new That 70s Show at a special time, 8/7 Central, Fox Tuesday.
Bill, I'm not sure if it was play clock or wrong personnel on the field that forced that timeout.
I thought it was play clock because if not, he'd be over there talking with Hardball right now. But who he was running around talking to during the timeout was Torrance Small. Torrance Small stopped the route short on McNabb and made them punt. He's upset about it.
Out of timeouts in the second half. Landetta's third punt of the game. Fair catch called for by Brian Mitchell at the 17-yard line. And the Redskins, who've not gotten much going offensively at all in this second half, actually, as Bill mentioned, since early in the second quarter, have been turning it over. Well, tonight it's Hank Hill's $1 million throw against Dandy Don Meredith, followed by all new episodes of The Simpsons and Futurama. Then it's the shocking conclusion to the X-Files season premiere. All new Fox Sunday starts with King of the Hill at 7:30, 6:30 Central tonight on Fox. Stephen Davis is over the 100-yard mark for the 4th time this season. Steve Martin made the tackle. This man has really blossomed. He battled it out with Skip Hicks in preseason for the starting tailback job, and he won out, and Davis has done a terrific job. Last year he played fullback. There's Skip Hicks, second-year man. Davis and Centers in the backfield. Centers peels off. Off the pump fake. Johnson in trouble. Down he goes. Third sack of the game for the Eagles. And it looked like Brandon Whiting, and it was Whiting making the tackle.
Think back, Sam, to the opening kickoff and the opening possession of Washington Redskins and how the defense was just shocked on a 3-play scoring drive. They have really battled back. You talk about staying the course and just climbing one step at a time to stay in this game. Now they've been in a position since early in the second quarter where they have controlled this Washington Redskins offense, and they're finding ways to get to Brad Johnson, which that's been tough to do for any team to get to him.
3 wide receivers in, the pump fake. Johnson going deep for Michael Westbrook. Al Harris had him covered on the play. Well, the Eagles defense has really come on strong.
Here you have Al Harris, number 31, Bobby Taylor, 31. He lets Michael Westbrook run down here, so Al Harris comes over the top and plays him.
There was a flag on the play.
Illegal formation on the offense. Number 64 did not report and lined up on the end of the line. The penalty is declined. 4th down.
Well, it's called on Andy Heck, but it's not on Andy Heck, if that makes sense.
Well, you tell us why.
Well, a tackle lines up in the same spot all the time. The tackle is just a big, blockhead offensive lineman. He lines up in his spot. What has happened is when the receiver doesn't be the end man on the line who's lined up outside wide.
Turk's kick is short. It bounces. Charles Johnson is the deep man, and it rolls out of bounds at the 40-yard line.
You talk about Matt Turk, the punter. He's had a tough season so far.
Yeah.
He's struggled. He has had some back problems, and he's got the finger. If you look at his finger, he's got it taped up. He's got a pin in his finger. There it is right there. And that's bothered him in the back, and he's been under fire, so to say. He didn't punt well last week. They almost fired him 2 weeks in a row now. Almost gave him waivers. See ya. Bye.
Had a terrible week last week.
Well, it gets worse. And then he's riding his brother, the deep snappers, Dan Turk. They're going to the train station yesterday. They get a flat tire in their big van. They got a big custom van with a big roof on it. They get a flat tire. They fix the flat. Then they go to pull in the parking garage at the train station, and they run into the roof of the parking garage.
Oh, man.
They're stuck under there. They had to leave their truck. Someone else had to get it out while they got on the train.
Staley on 1st down. Gets about 3 on the play. Up to the 43-yard line.
Yeah, Sam, they got out. They said, oh, no, the top of the van's crashed into the parking garage. They're stuck, like the entrance.
Yeah.
They go out there, so they think they're going to be real smart and let all the air out of the tires. So they let all the air out of the 4 tires and try to back it out, and it's still stuck in the concrete. It's ripping the top of the van off. I said, you had a bad week. He said, I've had a bad month.
There they are, the brothers. Well, they'll go back on the train after the game, and we'll see if the van's still there.
No, they got the van out.
Oh, they got it out?
One of the workers over there at the complex got it out for him. AAA came, couldn't do a thing with it.
Oh, man. On 2nd down, the rush is on. He gets away. Still in trouble, gets rid of it, and it's caught by Jed Weaver. 1st down at the 45-yard line of the Redskins.
That's what you can expect to see, Philadelphia Eagles fans, from Donovan McNabb. I love it. Eluding the sack. Watch how quick the rush gets here. Look, 1, 2, and they're all over him. Outside, inside. Look at him just slither away from would-be defenders and buying the receiver time downfield. If you give receivers time downfield, they will eventually get open. I don't care if it's man-to-man, zone. I don't care what coverage it is. Give them time, they'll shake free.
And finally, they caught the ball. Jed Weaver held on.
They didn't drop it. You're right.
Deuce Staley is split out to the far left, top of your screen. McNabb on 1st down. Under pressure, bouncing away. Here he goes. McNabb, 1st down and out of bounds at the 33-yard line. Sam Shade chased him out. McNabb's running yardage is picking up 45 yards. Rushing for Donovan McNabb.
The one thing McNabb told these guys is, hey, when I start scrambling out here, who's ever on the sidelines, I want you to head toward the end zone. And who's ever over here, I want you to work back towards me on the field. What happens was the sidelines came back to him. See, they see him start scrambling right now, and they came back. They should have gone that way. And over here, they got to work to get open.
My addition was wrong. It's 51 yards for McNabb.
Timeout, Washington.
Redskins had to call a timeout. I believe they had too many men on the field.
Timeout.
Darrell Green went sprinting to the near sideline to get off the field. Somebody called timeout. Green was trying to get off.
I don't think there's anything that would drive a coach more batty than wasted timeouts. If I was a coach, I want my timeouts. I want him in my back pocket. I want to save him for when it's critical. See, especially a backyard brawl like this in your division.
Second game of our doubleheader follows, and we send you to Dallas. Green Bay Packers, Dallas Cowboys. Pat Summerall, John Madden call it for you.
Well, Dallas has got a new 3. They got Garrett at quarterback, Chris Warren at running back, and the Rocket, Ishmael.
It's not as good as Aikman, Smith, and Irvin.
It sure isn't. And, for that, I have to go with Brett Favre, Antonio Freeman, and Dorsey Levens. Although Green Bay is only 1-7 when they go down to Texas Stadium, I got to go with Green Bay today.
3 wide receivers in for the Eagles. On first down, the blitz coming. Staley gets through. Takes a hit.
Boy, he's strong.
Sam Shade with the hit. And Staley kept battling forward down to the 26-yard line.
Deuce Staley is a strong running back. Hey, you're not going to bring him down with just an arm tackle. Watch him come through. And if you don't have him squared up in the hole and you're just reaching out to get him, he's going to get by you. And even when you're downfield, when you're wrapped up, if you don't have a good wrap, he'll get by you.
Deuce Staley, 21 carries, 71 yards. Staley, 71 yards rushing. McNabb, 51 yards rushing. McNabb on second down. Throws to Kevin Turner. There's a flag on the play. I think they'll bring this back.
Well, that's thrown by the umpire right in the vicinity of the holding up there. Oh, no, it's going to go against Washington.
Against Washington. Hands to the face.
Yeah, that's one of the defensive tackles inside. When they get locked up and you get stopped, you try to put those hands up in the face and get that push back to get yourself separation.
Use the hands to the face. Number 95 in the defense. The penalty is declined. Result of the play is a first down.
Dan Wilkinson, the man on the foul here.
There's 95 right here, and see that hand up there in the face mask of Jeff Dellenbaugh.
That's our buddy Dellenbach, one-time third-string goalie at the University of Wisconsin.
That's a big goalie.
Plays with some top quarterbacks. Says McNabb is the most athletic of them all. Staley can't get outside.
I love him.
He does get outside, and he scores. How about that? The Redskins thought they had him.
Hey, you have to wrap him up. You're right. They thought they had him. You have to wrap him up. Don't ever take for granted that he's tackled.
Eagles lead it. After all the wasted opportunities, they finally come back, and the crowd chanting deuce, deuce. And it looks like the Eagles are going to go for 2 here. They have the 1-point lead. Deuce Staley. Beautiful run. Derek Smith and Anthony Cook looked like they had him, and Staley never stopped.
Timeout. Washington. Their second charge timeout. It will be a 30-second timeout.
20-yard run for Deuce Staley.
Well, this is a stretch play to him outside. He taking it in the handoff. Now, right here, look, 1-arm tackle, 2-arm tackles, and he's gone. And look at these guys standing here. They're standing. I want you to take a look. You cannot stand around when Deuce Staley has the ball. Heck, I'm not telling these guys something they don't know. They don't. They know this, and they stop. 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 They have no idea the guy's still running.
Staley has picked it up. A good start. Then the Redskins controlled him, and now he's broken loose again. And the Eagles have the lead. The 20-yard touchdown run for Deuce Staley. His 4th rushing touchdown of the season. And the Eagles lead 22-21. Eagles have won 8 of the last 9 meetings here in Philadelphia. And 13 of the last 15 games between these two teams have been decided by 7 points or fewer. Eagles go for 2 with 4 wide receivers in.
Quarterback draw.
There it is. McNabb scores. 2-point conversion for Donovan McNabb. Any little basketball in there too for effect. His first NFL points.
That's using your athletic ability. That's using what you have out there as a coach, knowing, say, hey, I got a guy. We have our opportunities. Put him in a situation. He spread them all out. That takes the linebacker, some of the inside help outside with the wide receivers, and then you're set back to pass and take it up the middle. That's using what you have on the field.
The Philadelphia Eagles have come from 11 points behind, 21-10. They've wasted golden opportunities, but they have not quit. They've continued to battle and now have a 3-point lead at 24-21.
Well, as long as you keep battling, here's the setup and then takes it right up the middle. Nice block by Everett, the center. This is a young team. They've made mistakes. You've seen the mistakes they've made. They've cost them games. But as long as this team keeps battling the way they're battling, you're going to have all the fan support you'll ever want.
Fans are going wild here at the vet. Donovan McNabb has shown some sparks and some signs of great things to come. Akers kickoff to Brian Mitchell at the 9. Mitchell is hit and brought down by Rashard Cook just across the 20-yard line. The Eagles are fired up. We've come to the end of the third quarter, and the Eagles have the lead. 24-21. There's a flag on the play. There's a flag on the play.
You're watching Fox NFL Sunday.
Catch the Eagles post-game report today right after the NFL on Fox Philadelphia.
At long last, time to work a different shift. Dodge Intrepid ES with clutchless auto stick. Now get 0.9 financing or $1,000 cash allowance on Dodge Intrepid.
Now pay attention. Ordinary watch with remote control bottle opener. Ordinary koozie. Electrical impulse allows only one person to drink it. Briefcase. Choose a Heineken in 0.4 seconds.
Q, why would James Bond need all these?
They're not for him. They're for my vacation.
See The World Is Not Enough in theaters November 19th.
If you were a new luxury car, how would you stand apart from the rest? Would you have the most powerful V6 in your class? Or the largest interior? Maybe you'd offer amenities you couldn't find anywhere else. Imagine how special you'd be if you could claim all of them. Presenting the all-new Infiniti i30. It's all the best thinking.
Is this Eagles defense something else?
And what's happened to the Redskins? Their 5th turnover of the game.
Here's Caldwell, 56. Watch him drop into zone back here. They just overthrow Sellers.
On the offense, number 64 lined up on the end of the line and did not report. The penalty is declined. 1st and 10, Philadelphia. That's the end of the third quarter.
That's the second time the Redskins have been called for the illegal formation. Mike Caldwell, he's pointed to someone in the stands. He wants them to get the ball. Eagles lead at the end of the third quarter.
You're watching Fox NFL Sunday.
Catch the Eagles post-game report today right after the NFL on Fox Philadelphia.
At long last, time to work a different shift. Dodge Intrepid ES with clutchless auto stick. Now get 0.9 financing or $1,000 cash allowance on Dodge Intrepid.
Now pay attention. Ordinary watch. With a remote-controlled bottle opener. Ordinary koozie. Electrical impulse. Allows only one person to drink it. Briefcase. Choose a Heineken in 0.4 seconds.
Q, why would James Bond need all these?
They're not for him. They're for my vacation.
See The World Is Not Enough in theaters November 19th.
If you were a new luxury car, how would you stand apart from the rest? Would you have the most powerful V6 in your class? Or the largest interior? Maybe you'd offer amenities you couldn't find anywhere else. Imagine how special you'd be if you could claim all of them. Presenting the all-new Infiniti i30. It's all the best thinking.
Lang brought him down. In the third quarter, the Redskins had the ball for 10 plays. 3 of them resulted in turnovers.
It sure has, and what Philadelphia did with that is capitalize and control the clock. And we said earlier, we talked about, and Norv said, the times that we struggle is when we don't control the clock. When we can't run the ball effectively, Stephen Davis needs to get 25 carries. They've been coming out throwing the ball, which resulted in interceptions.
Short drop. And a great tackle on the play by Big Daddy. Dan Wilkinson grabbed a hold of Donovan McNabb and pulled him down. 3rd sack of the game for the Redskins.
Big Daddy gets the push right up in the middle of the defense. Here's Big Daddy. Temp jumps to a side, gets the side of Diaz and Fani, then what do they call that? Hog tire?
Something like that. 6 defensive backs in for the Redskins. Eagles have to get to the 19 for a first down. McNabb throwing, and a good catch by Torrance Small, and he's out of bounds at the 18. First down, Eagles. Beautiful grab that time.
Boy, nice protection up front. Donovan McNabb really felt comfortable. Watch him just throw this ball out effortlessly. Beautiful throw ball. You know, that's what you like to see from any quarterback, not a young quarterback, any quarterback in the league. Put the ball out there where only your receiver has a chance to get it. He saw where Champ Bailey was in coverage, and he threw the ball right out in front of him where only Torrance Small had a shot at the thing.
4 wide receivers in for the Eagles on first down. Staley, the lone setback. It takes the draw. Staley bounces it outside. Gets down to about the 13-yard line. Greg Jones made the tackle, but a pickup of 5 on the play. And Deuce Staley is close to 100 yards.
I want you to watch 50, Derek Smith. When he attacks the line of scrimmage, he needs to do a better job of using his hands on the blocker. You see how he gets engulfed right there by Everett? You've got to stay low. You've got to get your hands into him and get separation so that you can come off your blocker to make a tackle, to give yourself a chance. That happens to him way too much.
Staley trying to cut it back inside. Maybe got a yard on the play. I don't know if he got that much. Staley looking for 100 yards. He's had 4 100-yard games this season, 3 in the last 5 weeks coming into today's game.
Dana Stubblefield has been productive today. He and Big Daddy have primarily done a pretty good job inside. You see him keep his feet and the effort he keeps giving you when Brzezinski tries to cut him.
Have to get to the 8-yard line for a first down. Weaver in motion. McNabb rolling. Chased by Wilkinson. And he is pushed out of bounds by Sean Barber at the line of scrimmage just across the 13. No gain on the play. Good job of the Redskins defense. They hold, and here comes the field goal kicking unit out. Norm Johnson, 3 for 4 in the game. That 32-yarder, that's still a big miss. Just remember that one. That was one that was really makeable. He just
just the fact too that when you're at home and you're inside the red zone, just to settle for a field goal at all instead of a touchdown will kill you.
This one right through. Down the middle, 4 field goals for Norm Johnson. Norv Turner's team will have to mount a big comeback. The Eagles lead it 27-21.
8-speaker stereo. Just one of over 40 features now standard on the new Golf.
Thank you very much, Mr. Roboto, for helping me escape just when I needed to. Thank you.
You guys are in here again? I can't believe this. You're always in here nursing your injuries. I have never seen such a group of cream puffs in my life. This is football. I need guys that can play.
Man, I thought he'd never leave.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Hot dog, anyone?
I knew I was in for the fight of my life, but I was ready.
When my husband and his friends start exchanging fish stories, it's the phone bill that can turn into a Whopper.
I fought this monster for hours. First I had the upper hand, then he took control.
That's why we always dial 10-10-321. With 10-10-321, calls over 10 minutes are 50% off. That's just 8 cents a minute. Daytime, nighttime, anytime.
And I'll tell you, it was like a whale.
Yeah?
You should have seen it.
Well, let me tell you about my trip.
Dial 10-10-321 and talk as long as you want, whenever you want.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Volkswagen. On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers. By Bud Light, for the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light. By PSI.net, the internet starts here. And by Dr. Pepper, your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Dr. Pepper, this is the taste.
Back at the Vet in Philadelphia, the Eagles have scored 17 unanswered points. The lead by 6. Akers kickoff. Brian Mitchell at the 10. Has a couple of blockers. Takes it outside, turns it upfield, and a good return up to the 32, but there's a flag down. And we'll check it out here. Illegal block against the Redskins. Boy, have things turned around after a great start for Washington. Things have really turned around. And
During the return, illegal block in the back. Number 98 of the return team. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
the Redskins are backed up to their own 9-yard line.
It moves.
Coming this Thanksgiving.
It is coming. It is coming.
Only in theaters. Tom Hanks.
I'm officially freaked out now.
Tim Allen.
To infinity and beyond.
Toy Story 2.
Ride like the wind, bullseye.
Rated G. Starts Wednesday, November 24th at a theater near you.
Coach Taylor worked late one night in the city of E, the first virtual place on the internet, built by SAP, used by 10,000 companies and millions of people. He found all the soccer equipment his champion Jaguars needed in one easy step. He saved time, he saved money, and the Jaguars did the rest. MySAP.com. Welcome to the city of E.
I want to thank the people at the food bank for all the food you've been bringing me, especially the tangerines. I've been sick, and they've been a wonderful surprise.
For over 20 years, Kraft, part of the Philip Morris family of companies, has been a leader in the fight against hunger. After all, who's better suited to feed the hungry than America's largest food company? Working to make a difference. The people of Philip Morris.
The truth could change Mulder.
You're dead. Clearly, I'm alive.
Or destroy him.
I'm your father.
The X-Files, an all-new episode tonight at 9 on Fox.
Back at the Vet in Philadelphia, where the Eagles have the 27-21 lead, and the turnovers are unbelievable because, you know, the criticism of the Washington defense. Today, the offense has let them down.
Well, you know, you always try to get 2 out of your 3 units to perform well enough to win. Today, the Washington defense is playing well, and the special teams and offense have let them down.
Now from their own 9, centers in motion. Quick toss to Westbrook, breaks a tackle, turns it into a big gainer. Dawkins trying to force him out of bounds, never did, finally knocked him down. Did he step out of bounds? Yes, he did. at the 43-yard line. But there's another big turnaround.
Well, they came with the blitz up front. Watch Jeremiah Trier. He comes, and they got a backer off the backside. And right there, Bobby Taylor has to make the play. When you're playing off like that and they hit you on the slant, you've got to tackle the slant when they catch it.
Second time the Redskins have turned a short pass into a big gainer. Albert Connell turned one into a 54-yard touchdown, and now a 48-yard gain. James Jenkins, the tight end, in motion. Off the big play fake.
Oh,
Johnson going for the home run.
He's got it.
It's there. It's touchdown, Westbrook. 2 plays, 91 yards.
They beat the 3-play drive that stunned me in the first opening drive. They beat that with 2 plays. And what did it again was the play action ball handling skills of the quarterback, Brad Johnson. Brad Johnson, Sam, fakes the handoff and he tucks that head. And that brought the strong safety, Timmy Hawk, up. Just enough for him to get Connell behind him. Connell, Westbrook, they love coming to Philadelphia. They love playing in Philly.
2 touchdown passes in the game for Brad Johnson, 17 on the season. The Redskins have regained the lead. It's Washington 28, Philadelphia 27. It's always like this between these 2 teams.
Are you crazy? No, Johnny, don't.
I gotta see it.
No, Johnny! Johnny, I'm telling your mother. This isn't funny. Hey, sweetie, is that you? Johnny! Johnny.
I got him.
Oh, thank goodness. Johnny? Could I have yours?
Dr. Evil, we've cloned you. He's exactly like you in every way. Only he's 1/8 your size.
He's small.
Is he giving off too much of a creepy Oompa Loompa vibe?
He's mighty.
No more! No!
He's tasty.
Get in my belly!
And his name?
I shall call him Mini-Me.
Austin Powers, the spy who shagged me.
No, we don't gnaw on our kitty. No.
Available Tuesday on VHS and DVD.
Who can solve this? Mr. Montez.
Last Saturday in the Army Reserve, I linked up 40 tanks, 60 Humvees, and 7,000 troops. On Monday, class was no sweat.
Not bad, Mr. Montez.
As little as 1 weekend a month, 2 weeks a year. Army Reserve.
Hey, pal, when did you see the light?
I was working away from home. On my own dime, it's crazy to stay anywhere but Motel 6. I can take the extra money and invest it in something.
Yeah, like pizza.
Call us and see the light for yourself.
It's Hank versus Dandy Don in a $1 million quarterback challenge.
Hey, where are you going?
Oh! An all-new King of the Hill tonight at 7:30, Fox Big Win Sunday.
Brad Johnson does such an excellent job of selling the run. Watch him come out from behind center and sell the handoff right there. He tucks his head. Now, on the same token, look at the offensive linemen. They're run blocking first. That sells the safety, Timmy Hawk, that it's a run, comes up, and there's a separation behind him.
Allen Rossum on the return, and the Redskins have this one covered. Rossum's had 2 big ones in the game of 89 and 86, but this time the Redskins stop him.
This is nice. Watch the safety. Here's Hawk right here. He's going to come up just enough on the run fake, and then Westbrook will get behind him. There it is. That's a beautifully designed play, and it's orchestrated. The maestro of that play is Brad Johnson. Excellent ball handling skills. I remember we had Steve DeBerg with Kansas City, and he was a master of it too, and there's hardly any quarterbacks in the league that sell it as well as I've seen those 2 guys sell it.
Now the Eagles have to come back. Staley on first down. He stopped Anthony Cook, who's playing for the injured Marco Coleman. Took him down. Coleman suffered a neck injury in the first quarter, and the 5th-year man out of South Carolina State has played a lot today. Michael Westbrook with that catch. 3 catches in the game, 146 yards. He had the 55-yarder in the first quarter that got him out of a deep hole, and then the bomb there, which followed the big play of 48 yards prior to that. McNabb completes to Torrance Small. He's out of bounds at the 20-yard line. It's a first down. Fourth catch of the game for Torrance Small. Darrell Green chased him out.
You know, one area of the field for Philadelphia that I'm surprised they haven't hit offensively is the middle. They really haven't. I mean, they've been throwing at the corners. You know, you're throwing at Champ Bailey and Darrell Green, which you would think are two pretty good corners. They can match up well against your wide receivers. But to me, the weakness is at the linebacker and the safety position with Leamon Evans and Matt Stevens back there, or Sam Shade. They haven't gotten Luther Broughton, the tight end, involved in the middle of the field at all.
3 wide receivers out. I misread the yard marker. It's 3rd and 7. My apologies. That throw is low and incomplete. Alex Van Dyke in his first game as a Philadelphia Eagle. He was inactive the previous 4 weeks. One-time New York Jet, Pittsburgh Steeler.
Well, you can take a look at where the balls have been thrown today. And most of them have been outside or to the running backs in the flat. Wide receivers outside. 10 times they've tried to go there. In the middle of the field, they've hardly gone there at all. And that's an area I thought they would come into this game and try to attack.
Mitchell is deep. Landetta's 4th punt of the game. Mitchell comes toward the sideline, takes it at the 32. And he's brought down by Rashard Cook. Up near the 40-yard line. 47-yard punt for Sean Landetta. The Redskins take over with 9:06 to go in the 4th quarter, leading by 1.
So I had fun. That's how I'll call you.
Yeah, okay.
Well. Hey. Next time I'll remember to bring enough cash for both of us.
Next time, use the Visa check card instead of cash. It's fast, easy, and accepted everywhere Visa is. So you can get what you need and get on with life.
Easy.
Nice car. The V6 Passat. Quick, responsive, room for 4.
Hang on. Saw this in a movie once.
Homer Goes Game Show with Secret Square Ron Howard.
Why do you think I stopped acting? Because you weren't cute anymore?
And all new Simpsons tonight at 8, 7 Central on Fox.
This terrific rivalry is always close. 13 of the last 15 decided by a touchdown or less.
Now you think about Philadelphia and the teams that last year Green Bay came in here. They beat them. Dallas came in here this week. This year they beat them. Philadelphia at home is capable of beating anybody anytime.
Stephen Davis over 100 yards in the game. Takes it up to the 44. Time for an NFL update. Back to the Fox Television Center to JB.
Sam and Bill take a look. 96 yards and a 13-play drive by the Vikings culminated in that Chris Carter hauling in his 3rd touchdown catch of the day. Vikes up 24-17. Giants are down 27-12 to the Colts and the 4. Back to Sam Rosen and Bill Moss.
Thanks, JB, and that's a score that's very important to the Redskins.
Oh, Sam, Chris Carter got a hat trick.
Yeah.
And you know all about hat tricks, right?
Oh, Carter's having himself a season. Davis swings it outside. Will the Redskins try to grind it out now? They have the 1-point lead. Turnovers have been a big factor in why this game is so close. Brad Johnson has turned the ball over 4 of the 5 times. He has fumbled a couple of times. He's thrown 2 interceptions. Albert Connell has 1 fumble as well.
Well, turnovers are great, and turnovers are key, and turnovers are something you stress. But you've got to be able to get points off turnovers. And the points, 9 points off of 5 Redskins turnovers. And they've been down in red zone. And when you're just settling for field goals or missed field goals, that's not enough.
On first down, Davis wrestles his way forward to the 46-yard line. Kurt Govea, the 14-year veteran who has returned to the Redskins, his second trip in.
Those turnovers are a thing in which everybody stresses get turnovers. With the turnover usually comes momentum, a boost, a shot in the arm. Usually carries over and results in points.
Davis, 24 carries, 118 yards. Blitz is on. That was Caldwell on the tackle on the last play, by the way, for the Eagles. Albert Connell on the reception. And the Redskins starting to use the clock a little bit. In control. The Eagles will need a big defensive stand here. It's another first down at the 39-yard line.
You know, the Washington Redskins are very, very tough to get to. Whether you run a blitz or don't run a blitz, they keep their backs in the block. See the 2 backs? They're in their block. They're like extra linemen.
Davis straight ahead. Up over 120 yards in the game for Stephen Davis. A great effort for Stephen Davis this year to come back to be a feature back. Was at Auburn for a couple of years. They changed coaches, went to a passing offense. He became a forgotten guy, dropped down to a 4th-round draft pick.
Well, he has the number of rushes that North Turner said that they needed to win. He's got 25 right now, and that was his formula.
Blitz is on. They pick it up. Johnson looking for an open man. It's Connell, and it's broken up. Troy Vincent. Big play by Troy Vincent.
Vincent just getting his hand on the ball at the last second. Look at him reach in there and strip the ball away from Connell. And Connell's a guy who loves the Eagles. His first start his rookie year came against Philadelphia. Last year he played the Eagles, had a 56-yard touchdown against them. He comes in the opening drive here with a big touchdown.
Redskins have to get to the 29 for a first down. With 4 wide receivers in. Outside to Connell. The ball is stripped and taken away by Al Harris. He's ripped it out of the hands of Albert Connell. What a play by Al Harris.
Turnover number 6. That was a heck of a play. That's just being physical as a corner. Al Harris gets there with the ball. I want you to watch. This ball is in Connell's hands. Right here. And that's just ripping it right out of his hand, saying, that ball's mine. You're not taking it from me.
What a play by Al Harris. He just recently signed a contract extension to be here for a few more years.
You talk about punking a receiver, punking somebody. That's absolutely punking somebody, saying, give me that. That's mine.
Eagles at midfield, trailing by a point. The Redskins had 9 turnovers for the season coming into today's game. They've turned it over 6 times. That pass tipped is incomplete. Champ Bailey stepped in front of Luther Broughton.
Champ Bailey, it's amazing when you think about it. We got a chance to sit down with him yesterday, talk with him, Sam, and say, hey, what has Darryl Green taught you? He goes, what hasn't Darryl Green taught me? Everything. The mental approach to this game, life inside the locker room, outside the locker room, about being a rookie, about being a pro, about technique, about coverage. And I asked him, I said, do you remember watching him on television? And it was brought to our attention that Champ Bailey was 4 years old when Darryl Green started playing in the National Football League. He didn't even know how to turn on a television at 4.
2nd and 10. Luther Broughton takes the short toss, and he's hit hard by Sam Shade. Maybe picked up 2 yards on the play. Clock running. The Eagles used up all of their timeouts in the 3rd quarter.
Well, you have to approach this, and you're getting down here. You're going to be under 5 minutes here in a second. And you have to approach this right now with, you've got to deliberately march down the field. Chew up the clock, because you've seen how fast Washington can strike. 3 plays and 2 plays for touchdowns the length of the field.
Now they need a first down. The ball is deflected and intercepted. Matt Stevens heading down the sideline, and he's knocked out of bounds by Staley. So the Redskins turn the tables, and flags go down as Stevens was knocked down out of bounds. Deuce Staley hit him out of bounds. Second turnover for the Eagles. And there's a big play for the Washington defense.
There's a flag down all the way in the backfield where the field judge was.
Face mask. Personal foul against the Redskins. Face mask against the Eagles.
Now, Norv's saying you can't have the holding call downfield on a tipped ball. If the ball is tipped, there's no pass interference.
But he's saying personal foul. He's not saying holding. Referee signaled personal foul. All right, waiting for the announcement. The officials discussing it again. Matt Stevens hopes his interception will stand. And still the discussion continues. Now we'll find out.
Face mask against the offense. Prior to the interception, number 21. Personal foul, number 23 of the defense. 22 of Philadelphia after the interception. By rule, both those penalties will offset. Replay. Third down.
Wait. I got mixed up between 23, 22, and 21. There is no 21 on offense. There was a face mask after.
21 is McMillan. He was ruled on the face mask, I believe.
Right. There's a penalty here on a tackle.
That's the personal foul.
There's the personal foul right there, the extra shove.
I think you'll find a face mask on McMillan.
The tip ball's by Barber, 59.
Somewhere down the field, McMillan was called for the personal foul on the face mask. So the Stevens interception is negated. Jeff Triplett explaining it to Norv Turner. And we will come back to have a do-over at 3rd and 8.
Boy, that's critical error on the part of Mark McMillan. Here's 21 right here, McMillan. He has his hands right up there in the face mask.
Good job by our crew of finding that one. That's the penalty to McMillan. So the tip ball has nothing to do with that. That's a personal foul.
Before the ball was tipped. So the tip ball, the interception, and the personal foul out of bounds here on the tackle are all negated.
Ball comes back to the Eagles at 3rd and 8 with just under 5 minutes to go. McNabb pressured, gets rid of it to Turner. He lost it, and there's a flag on the play. Charles Johnson is pointing at Matt Stevens. He says it's against him, and it is. And it's an automatic first down for the Eagles.
Holding, number 59 of the defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
It's on Sean Barber. So a critical mistake by the Redskins.
Well, here's Barber over here, 59. He's going to take the back out in the backfield. And the defense primarily, for the most part today, Sam, has played pretty well. But now they're on a field with a little under 5 minutes to go in the game, trailing. You need to get to the quarterback with your 4-man rush, and your safeties and your corners have to make plays.
The defense is leading, though, by 1 point here. But you're right about making plays. They've got to keep the Eagles from getting into position to take the lead. Staley on the run, and a good pickup. He's out of bounds at the 30. It's a first down, and the chance of Deuce go up from the crowd. Green with a forearm. Staley wanted a call on Darrell Green, but no flag on the play. Deuce Staley, 27 carries, 110 yards. His 5th 100-yard game of the season, 4th in the last 6 weeks. Eagles are in field goal position. Staley, even better now. Another first down as Staley rips it off inside the 20.
The problems of their defense are reoccurring. Every time they rush in the middle of the unit, I want you to watch the linebackers here fill in the holes. Watch this. This is where the problems occur. They're taken and on the hole, and they're tied up with the blockers, and they're not getting to the ball carrier.
Back-to-back 12-yard runs for Staley. Eric Bieniemy has now come in to give Staley a rest. Bieniemy straight up the middle. With speed, he burst through the hole. Derek Smith took him down.
A little something different from the Philadelphia Eagles. Here's the trap play. Watch the guard pull and trap Wilkinson right here. There's the seal, and there's the seam.
Pickup of 7 for Eric Bieniemy.
But the point being is the area of the field that all teams attack Washington is right there.
Weaver resets. Turner and Bieniemy in the backfield. It's Bieniemy following Turner. Inside the 10, inside the 5. Touchdown! With help from the block of the wide receiver Charles Johnson, Eric Bieniemy scores the go-ahead touchdown.
Look who's out there with him. The guy came all the way from the sideline. It's Deuce Staley. Deuce ran all the way out from the sideline when Bieniemy scored, and he was the first person on the field to congratulate him.
First rushing touchdown for Eric Bieniemy since the 1997 season when he scored one for Cincinnati.
Well, how about this, Sam? Washington today has 17 missed tackles on their defense.
Eagles will go for 2 with 3:17 remaining, and Philadelphia leading by 5. They're looking to up it to 7. Turner and Staley in the backfield. They made it earlier on a quarterback draw. McNabb's got it. He's throwing, and it's good. Jed Weaver, the tight end.
Jed Weaver, he had to wait a second. He caught that, and he thought it was college rules. I'm down, and he thought, you see him hesitate, and then he dove into the end zone, realized I'm in the pros. Nobody touched me.
2 two-point conversions in the game for the Eagles. They have a 7-point lead on the Redskins. It's 35-28.
Again, it's a bootleg. Here's a play fake, and Donovan McNabb over the top to the tight end. That's the same play they tried with Ed Smith down to the other end for the touchdown on the bootleg when they called timeout, and Smith got stuffed. Check out the fullback Kevin Turner on this run. Watch him blow up the safety. Look at him seek him out. Boom. He gets the seal right there outside. But also Charles Johnson. Johnson has the block here on Darrell Green, gets him sealed. You know, Sam, you talk, everybody talks about Mike Nolan. Has nothing to do with Mike Nolan. These guys have got to make plays. 17 missed tackles. You've seen the mistakes they've made on defense. You've seen them not be in the right hole. You've seen them not use the proper techniques. That's up to the players to get the job done.
But what's happened in the second half? They've given up 22 points.
Yeah, but it's the guys on the field. It's not the structure of the defense. At some point, the guys on the field have to make plays.
Looked like they were coming forward, maybe an onside kick try, but now they go back. Ike Reese had rushed forward, and now a flag has gone down, delay of the game.
On the kicking team, 5-yard penalty.
Akers started forward, then Reese was running across in front of him.
They only had 10 guys out there. Now here comes Ed Smith out onto the field now. They only had 10 guys out on their kickoff coverage team.
That hurts because there's a good chance the Redskins will get good field position here.
You do not want to count the guys. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 11. But then Smith came out over here and came off the field. See, there's Smith. He doesn't know it. He comes off the field and stays off the field. And they line back up and try it again. They counted wrong.
So Akers kicks off from the 25 with 3:17 to go. James Thrash from the 16. He's fast. But they got him and wrap him up at the 35-yard line. Don't forget, many of you will see Game 2 of our doubleheader from Dallas. The Cowboys and the Packers. Pat Summerall and John Madden will bring it to you. In the Philadelphia area, you'll have local programming. Brett Favre and John Garrett, the starting quarterbacks, with Troy Aikman out for the Cowboys with a concussion. Right here, there's an injured player on the field for the Eagles. We have 3:08 remaining in what has been a terrific game. The Eagles leading the Redskins 35-28. The best news of the day for the Redskins is that the Giants are losing in New York to Indianapolis 27-19 with 2.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter of that game.
Well, you know what could be ironic is Dallas, Washington, and the Giants can all lose, and they'd still be a tie for first place.
There you go. Giants will be in Washington next week in a late afternoon game. That's Damian Douglas, a wide receiver and good special teams player, and walks slowly off the field.
Jim Johnson, the Philadelphia Eagles defensive coordinator, has done a nice job of putting his defense in a situation to battle back. He's mixed the blitzes and the coverages from man to zone. Now he has to rely on his 4-down linemen to get the job done for him because they have got to cover downfield.
They've got 5 defensive backs in. Brad Johnson on first down. Throwing, and it's incomplete. Thrown high. Intended for Irving Fryer, the former Eagle.
Those tip balls that we've seen so much of them that have resulted into the interceptions. Here's a tip here.
Oof.
Brian Dawkins.
Never know what happens.
Looking for the ball.
Irving Fryer had announced his retirement. They gave him a motorcycle. Well, he hasn't given the motorcycle back, but he did send the Eagles a check. The Redskins came calling, and Irving, who was thinking about going into broadcasting, changed his mind. Johnson dumps it to Mitchell, and Mitchell able to carry it up to the 44-yard line, just short of a first down. They'll bring up a 3rd down and about 2 on the play.
Watch the awareness of Brad Johnson. Here comes Caldwell, 56. He's going to come on the blitz. Watch him come right through here. Here he is, right here. He gets in the lap of Brad Johnson, and Johnson has the wherewithal to just stand in there, see it coming in his face, and get the ball off.
Redskins have only 1 timeout remaining. Eagles have none. On 3rd down, Johnson throws, and it's caught by Albert Connell, and he's out of bounds at the Eagles' 45. It's a first down. 6th catch of the game for Albert Connell.
A lot of the things that Brad Johnson is getting accustomed to with this Redskins offense is the timing route. This is all timing. Watch him set up on the pass, and this is all timing. Here Connell's taking it, stop, dig, out. And it's all about timing. He is stopping his route at the same time as Brad Johnson is planting his back foot.
Eagles have 6 defensive backs in the game. Johnson out of the shotgun. Throwing for Fryer. Great catch by Irving Fryer. No, he was out of bounds. He did not get both feet in. A terrific catch. But it looks like he did not get both feet in bounds.
There's Irving Fryer in the slot, 86. Running the out.
You get a look at it here. 1 out of bounds.
Nice call. Very nice job.
2nd and 10. Brian Mitchell is in the backfield with Brad Johnson. 2:17 to go in the fourth quarter. Redskins trailing by 7. Dumped off to Mitchell. He dropped it. Might have been tipped. Take a look. Did Ike Reese get a piece of this? Yeah, I think he might have. What do you think? He went up.
I don't know if he got a piece of it. Brian Mitchell sure didn't get a hold
I think he got a piece of it. The crowd going wild at the vet. 3 wide receivers for Washington on 3rd down and 10. Johnson throws, and it is caught for a first down by Albert Connell again. No. Incomplete. Did not get both feet in. Second reception in which the Redskin receiver did not get both feet in bounds. And, did the toe, his toe apparently was on the line. Yeah. Right call. And here's the play for Washington. 4th and 10. With 2:07 on the clock. What's this discussion about, you think?
It's a big 4th down for him, obviously.
Jeff Triplett, the referee here, with Norv Turner.
Challenge.
Washington has challenged the ruling on the field.
Well, that is their second challenge of the game. It's still a coach's challenge because they're outside the 2 minutes.
And if they lose this will be their last time out.
That's correct. Here's Connell.
I believe the one thing they're going to try to challenge, Norv is probably saying he was pushed out of bounds. But the thing of it is push only involves if you have 1 foot down, and could he have gotten the other one in? You can clearly see that he has both his feet on the ground, and one of them is out of bounds. The right one is out of bounds before he gets pushed. They'll lose a timeout on this, and it'll be 4th down. But you know what else this does, too? See what Norv's doing right now? Norv's going over the play he has called in his mind for 4th down. He's talking with Brad right now.
With just over 2 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter, referee Jeff Triplett is looking at the replays.
You know, that's a new thing. You know, they don't have the hood coming over their head like that. They just have the little viewer there.
Well, you know, you update it every so often, improve it, get input from the officials. Take one more look at this play. It looks from this angle as if that right foot, the right toe, is going to come down on the line. And again, in order to overturn the call, it's got to be conclusive evidence. So let's see what the referee says.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands. It is an incomplete pass. The second foot hit on the line. Washington is charged a timeout.
Both teams are out of timeouts.
Their third and final timeout.
Sam, do you know your first foot from your second foot?
Well, I think so.
Do you?
Yeah, when you're walking, you know.
That's just put 1 foot in front of the other.
That's right.
Do you number your feet? Being the dancer, you're a good dancer, right? Huh? Do you number the second foot was out of bounds.
They are on their foot. They're on their feet.
Their second foot. They're on their second foot here at the vet.
On 4th and 10. The Redskins have to get to the 35-yard line for a first down. Here's the play. Johnson gets time, and he's wide open. Alexander driving for the first down marker, and he's got it. What a play, the tight end, Steven Alexander.
And they get a timeout.
2 minutes to go. We have reached the 2-minute warning. The Redskins are still alive as Steven Alexander gets a first down. When this one is over, we're sending you to Dallas for game 2 of our doubleheader, except in the Philadelphia area, where Dallas and Green Bay are underway. Pat Summerall and John Madden call it for you. Right here, 2 minutes remaining. The Redskins at the Eagles 34. The Redskins must go in for a touchdown. It's a 7-point Eagles lead. Brad Johnson trying to bring them back. Fryer in motion. Everybody out. The pump fake, and he goes for it all. He's got a man, and it's incomplete. Connell was open momentarily, but Brian Dawkins closed quickly to break it up.
Well, he gets the pump fake here on Harris to get him to bite outside. See on that pump fake? That's where Harris bites. But Harris also knows he has some safety help. Brian Dawkins. Take a look here, though. I want you to watch Westbrook on the backside. He goes in. Now watch this. Look at. Oh.
3 wide receivers, tight end split out. The throw to Westbrook.
Nice grab.
And he's got it inside the 30 and out of bounds to stop the clock at the 28-yard line.
You know, Michael Westbrook plays with a lot of confidence, and I think it really shows in a catch right there. Watch this. Watch him bring this in. Up, goes up after it. He's got defenders in front of him, behind him, but he's got that confidence. And the guy that I really believe helped give him that confidence is Brad Johnson. I think he really believes in his quarterback.
And don't discount the help he's gotten from Irving Fryer this year in the veteran leadership. 3rd and 4. Johnson batted down. And up comes another 4th down for Washington.
Steve Martin.
Well, we had one play of the game before. We'll have another one here.
Here's Steve Martin, 91. Watch him on a right over the guard. Trey Thomas gets his hands up. You know, that's all you can ask for. Give yourself a chance. Right over top of Trey Johnson, 77. He runs, gets the push, gets the hands up, bats the ball down.
Here's the ball game, perhaps. If the Eagles stop, it'll be over. Here's the blitz. Oh. They got him.
Mike Caldwell.
The Eagles defense comes up with a big 4th down blitz, and Caldwell with a 4th sack of the game takes down Johnson.
I can't emphasize enough the outstanding job defensive coordinator Jim Johnson has done mixing up a 3-man rush, a 4-man rush, the blitzes. There, it's timed perfectly. It opens up on a call that they had to get to the quarterback on the last opportunity. A team that got torched defensively from the first drive really fought back, took advantage of it on the last play they were out there.
Redskins cannot stop the clock. No timeouts remaining. Donovan McNabb in his first NFL start is a minute and a half away from a win. Mike Caldwell, playing for the injured William Thomas, comes up with a big sack on Brad Johnson. The only good news for Norv Turner is his team will still be tied for first place in the NFC East because the Giants have lost to Indianapolis 27-19. Redskins host the Giants next week.
And I think back of the Eagles quarterbacks that won their first game. I know Jaworski did it. I think maybe Bobby Hoyne did it. There's only been a couple. We talked to Don Towson, talked about 12 or 13 quarterbacks that have been out there. I guarantee he's one of only about 3 that have won their first game.
Today's game produced by Michael Burks, directed by Andy Kindle, associate director Rich Dewey, broadcast associate Tom Yohe, technical producer David Graham. Studio show was produced by Scott Ackerson, directed by Bob Levy. Senior producer of Fox Sports is Bill Brown. The executive producers of Fox Sports are Ed Gorn and David Hill. And that's it. The Philadelphia Eagles with Donovan McNabb making his first NFL start. Have done it to the Redskins again in Philadelphia. 9 of the last 10 meetings in Philadelphia have been won by the Eagles. They win their 3rd game of the season, 35-28 over Washington.